Hi, my name is Alexander Ziri. I'm the head of product here at London Real, and I would like to welcome you to tonight's masterclass, The Roadmap from Zero to a Seven-Figure Revenue Business. Tonight is going to be exciting. You're going to learn how to go from your first sale all the way up to $1 million business. And we're going to show that to you by showcasing behind-the-scenes strategies at London Real, deconstructing successful businesses from around the world, and giving you case studies from successful students from London Real. Now, first, the workbook will be posted shortly in the chat, so make sure you download that because we laid out all the steps so you can get the most out of this masterclass. And it is time to introduce the real speaker of tonight. He is the founder of London Real, a personal project that has grown into a highly respected media company where he interviews the most fascinating people on the planet, bring out their truth, and share it with an audience who want to build a better version of themselves. He has had over 400 amazing guests on the show, including Ido Portal, Jocko Willink, Dan Pena, Alex Icahn, Dorian Yates, Wim Hof, Tim Ferriss, Graham Hancock, Alex Icahn, oh, I always said that one, Simon Sinek, Elliot Hulse, the list just goes on and on. What was first an idea has now grown into a global phenomenon that has impacted millions of people. Without further ado, I would like to introduce to you the one and only Mr. Brian Rose.
Oh my gosh. Mr. Ziri, as usual, an incredible introduction.
Thank you very much.
You know, when I hear that stuff, I remember all of those guests. I remember the past 7 years. I remember the old studio versus the brand new world headquarters that everyone's seen in our movies. And it's been a crazy journey. And I think of all the successes we had and all of the great revenues and courses, but I also think of all the mistakes I made. The years of time I wasted, like the hundreds of thousands of dollars that we wasted by doing it the wrong way. And that's what I want to teach tonight. The right way to do it so everyone out there can save time taking their passion and turn it into a seven-figure business. So that's the plan. Thank you very much for the introduction, and I'm going to get started.
Sounds good. Have fun.
All right, I will. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is London Real World Headquarters. We are live with you. It's a hot day out in London. I'm looking out on the street near Old Street Roundabout, and everyone's wearing as little as possible. They're out to the pubs, but not us. We're here taking care of business. As Jocko would say, discipline equals freedom. We're big fans of doing the work now so you can have the rewards later, and that's what tonight is all about. I'm going to be sharing with you 3 pieces of actionable information that you can literally use tonight to take your passion into a business. But first, before we get started, tell me, who are you? What city are you from? Just type it in there. Tell me if it's hot or if it's cold. And next, tell me your business idea. That's what I want to hear from you. So go ahead and type that in. Are you in New York or California or South America or Asia? But type that in. Folks, this is an interactive experience. I'm not here for you to just watch me. I'm live. So I want to brainstorm your business ideas. I want to answer questions you have about the London Real revenue model. I'm here to help you get your business to the next level. A lot of you have been in the Business Accelerator workshop group on Facebook. We've got 7,000 people in there doing vlog challenges, trying to take their passion and turn it into a business. And I'm going to be doing that tonight for you. But before we get started, make sure you eliminate all distractions. That means all of those browser tabs, and I can see them. You've got Facebook up, you've got Instagram, you've got Twitter, the email, and Lord knows what else you're watching. Shut it all down. Do me a favor, just shut it down. Take your phone, pull it out, put it on airplane mode. Tell anyone around you that you need the next 40 minutes all to yourself, because this could literally change the course of your life. No joke. London Real changed the course of my life. It changed who I was. It made me a father. It introduced me to the greatest people in the world. It gave me a business that's my passion, and that's what we're going to be doing tonight. And so before we do that, eliminate all the distractions, and I want you to go ahead and I'm going to give you the show up bonus. Don't download it now, but it's something from David Allen, who's the author of Getting Things Done. And it's because you showed up tonight. So we're going to put the link in the chat, but don't watch it now. I need you to pay attention. And I got a second bonus that's coming up later. It's the fast action bonus. So stay tuned for that. And again, just give me all of your attention. I'm telling you, this can literally change your life tonight. I'm going to be sharing stuff with you that's literally like seeing the Matrix. You'll be like, oh, wow, That's how businesses work. No wonder I was beating my head against the wall doing the wrong things. If you think an app is the solution to your fortunes, you're wrong. If you think selling physical products like coffee is the solution to your problems, you're wrong. I'm going to show you a way to scale up to 7 figures. This is real talk, folks. You've seen us do it here at London Real. Let me tell you what's going to happen tonight. I'm going to break down 3 pieces of this masterclass, the roadmap from 0 to a 7-figure business. The first one is I'm going to define something called your audience funnel. I'm going to show you the entire journey that your customer will take until they pull out their wallet and spend money with you. We're going to talk about how they go from the internet back to your website, back into an email funnel, and finally to buy from you. It's an incredible piece. Stay tuned for that. Next, I'm going to talk about your online business cycle and why you don't need money to start your business. In fact, I think an initial investment can hurt you because you need to prove concept first. And I'll show you exactly how we did it at London Real. And finally, I want to share a concept called your end-to-end ecosystem. Most people think that they can sell a $20 product 1,000,000 times and they'll have $20 million in revenue. Then you wake up, because that's just a dream, folks. You need to have multiple products at multiple price points as soon as possible if you want to survive. This was a huge lesson I learned in London Real just over 3 years ago, and it changed the game. Without it, I think I would have probably quit. I would have been depressed, and Lord knows what else. That's what I want to share with you. But the big question is, why are you here tonight? Like, really, why? And I believe it's because you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. You're sick of going to work every day in the same job where you work 9 to 5 or 9 to 6, living someone else's passion. You work for a boss that's kind of okay, and at night you come home and put on the Netflix or hit the pub and just try to find a way to kind of drown out all the noise. You're looking for a way for financial freedom. You're looking for a way out. You're looking for a way to live your passion and turn it into a business. Choose your own hours, travel the world. That's exactly what I'm talking about tonight, and that is the why of what we're about to do, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. But before we get started, I want to share a little bit about my story. Some of you saw me back in the day on October 11th, 2011. I published the very first episode of London Real. I had funny hair on my chin. I wore combat trousers and combat boots and skateboarder shirts. And I started off with nothing. And I had nothing for 3 to 4 years until I discovered these concepts. And if I hadn't have figured this out, I wouldn't be standing here in front of you. I literally went from 0 to a 7-figure business. Before that, I worked in the city of London in a building I can see right from the window here. And I worked as an interdealer broker for a company called ICAP PLC. And for 9 years, I was the greatest greedy banker you've ever met. I was all about making lots of money. I had clients like JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs and the Royal Bank of Scotland. And I did it until it drove me nuts. I made money the wrong way. I wasn't adding value to people's lives, and I came home every night depressed, and I just didn't like who I was as a person. So I've done it both ways, folks. And tonight I want to teach you that the way I'm doing it now is much, much, much better. When you put value into the world, you change people's lives, and all these wonderful things happen to you, including the fact that I get to make movies with some of the greatest minds in the world. I get to broadcast live from this studio every day, and I get to change the lives of thousands of students inside London Real Academy. And so that's what I learned in the last 3 or 4 years, and it literally took us from 0 to a 7-figure business. And now I get to live my passion every single day. I love doing this stuff. I love teaching you how to get to the next level. And now I have some balance in my life. So when I come home at the end of the day, I actually get to be a happy father. And I get to see Mariana and my 2 sons, Damon and Caden. And to be honest, they wouldn't have been born without London Real. And I know that sounds a bit strange, but I was in such a dark space when I was earning money the wrong way and in that job I hated, you know what I'm talking about, that I wouldn't have even thought about fatherhood. So this is real talk, folks, and it will affect the future of your life. Before we get started, and I want to check in to find out where you're from. If you're just coming in now, type in what city you're from and your business idea. I want you to do me a favor and humor me here, because I am originally from California. I got some crazy ideas, but I want you to close your eyes and just do it. Pretend like I'm watching you, because maybe I am. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to visualize 1 year from now in the future, right? April 19th, 2019. Oh my gosh, it sounds so far away, but it's going to be here like that. And I want you to visualize you having your own business. You wake up in the morning, you don't have to go to work. You don't have to wear something that someone else tells you what to wear. You don't have to do something that someone else says. You can wake up and you can now do what you're passionate about. You check your email and you find messages from cool people who want to do partnerships with you, from your customers who love what you're doing, and you have 6 figures in revenue. And from that, you can choose your hours. You can travel if you want, and you can build a business that every day changes the lives of other people. What kind of person are you now? Is your body better? Is your spirits better? Are your relationships better? You constantly have people that are coming to you and saying, wow, your product and your business changed my life. How would this change even your reality as a human being? Now fast forward to April 19th, 2020, and now you've got a 7-figure business. Now, how does that change the game? Maybe you're doing a TED Talk. Maybe you've got a New York Times best-selling book. Maybe you're even a guest on London Real. Just visualize that future. And now you can open your eyes and come back to me. That is possible, but all you have to do is visualize that first and then take the steps going there. I never thought this was possible for me, but it was, because I decided to put in the hard work, stay focused and disciplined, and make it happen. Every single guest I have on London Real, over 500 people, make money from their ideas, from their passion, and they turn it into a business. Ido Portal, Dorian Yates, Mantak Chia, Dan Pena, the $50 billion man, they've all turned their passions into businesses, and that's what I want to show you tonight. So let's go and check in with my right-hand man tonight, Mr. Julian Bales, our head of strategy, and I want to check in with your call to actions. I'm looking for what city you're from and what is your business idea. Julian, first of all, it's great to be here. It's a warm evening, but I'm always ready for it. What's the crowd out there, and how are you doing tonight?
Beautiful crowd out there, and a beautiful day here in London.
It is.
We have people all over the world. Let's start with Sean. He's in Thames in New Zealand.
Excellent. Wow, it's late in New Zealand, but he stayed up for the good stuff.
We have Peter in Cyprus.
Okay, nice.
Chris in Bangkok. Khalid here in London. Monica in Lisbon. Devon in Toronto. Henrika's in Klaipeda, Lithuania. Wow. And Lucky and Tobago in South Africa.
Wow, so that's probably, 12 or 14 different time zones. I would be surprised, but this is standard. And when we do our live calls inside the London Real Academy, we usually have people in 14 or 15 different time zones. It's always the Kiwis and the Aussies that are staying up, because we do it right around this time. The Californians are just waking up, and it's a beautiful crowd, and I love to see all of these people around. What are some of the business ideas that people are saying? Got
some interesting ones here. I think you're going to have some feedback already. We have Seth in Utah saying entrepreneurship consulting. Okay, entrepreneurship consulting, cool. I'm going to probably ask you to be a little more specific on that, but it's a good start. What else? Barrett in Knoxville, Tennessee says it's 48 degrees there, and he wants to start a media and technology company to bring together the best people on the planet for the purposes of extending human life as long as possible. Okay, that's very interesting. First of all, I'll be near Knoxville in 1 month for my Ironman race. If you're following me on Ironman, type yes in the chat. I'll be in Chattanooga, Tennessee with John Joseph. I like this idea. And I had a guest on that was all about longevity. We wanted to live until 200 and 250 years long. I think this is an interesting topic, and I really like it because it's specific. And this is something we teach in the Business Accelerator, is the concept of a micro niche. Focus on your 1,000 true fans. If you make them happy, you can make everyone happy. I love this niche, and it's great because a lot of people that are older, that have money to spend, want to live longer. It's a perfect demographic. Betsy in Vancouver, Canada says, holistic counselor, energy healer, and life coach. Okay, love this stuff. Look, Vancouver's a beautiful place. We've got Vancouver Real there. One of our sister podcasts, just finished 100 episodes. Also, my good friend, Dr. Gabor Mate, practiced there. I love where you're coming from, the holistic healing. I like it. Again, I'd always like you to go a little more micro, so if you can break it down to a certain type of demo, maybe for single women or mothers or older men, something like that, it always makes you stand out from the crowd. I think that's really important. Jill in Denver says she wants to sell items online via affiliate programs. What do you think about that? Okay, good. So you're in Denver, you want to sell things via affiliate programs. I would rather we find something that you just love to do, because there's a few people that love affiliates, but usually it's just a revenue generating piece. And the truth is, folks, is when it's 1 in the morning and your website crashes and you want to toss the towel in on your business, it's the passion that gets you through those nights. So I would much rather you focus on something that you love to talk about. What videos do you watch on YouTube when you surf?
What do you talk to someone for 3 hours without them even having a word in edgewise? That's your passion. Those are the people I work with inside my accelerator, and that's why we have so much success. We sell so much products, and we're actually changing the world and making it a better place by delivering value. So I'd rather we don't focus on that, but I know we can find an idea. We're experts at starting from no idea and actually turning that into a business.
And finally, we have Ahmed says he wants to set up a digital content company promoting herbal products and have an ebook.
Okay, good. Ahmed, I like that. Herbal products. Again, I'd be more specific. There's a lot of herbs out there. And honestly, ebooks are dead. You heard it here first. I'm not a big fan. If you say to someone, download my ebook, what it is it's a big commitment. It's like, oh, is it 60 pages and it's digital? Better yet, download my free 3-part video series that'll get you from A to B in 4 minutes, right? They're like, wow, let me check it out. They develop a relationship with you because you're on video. This is the new normal, and that's what we teach inside the Business Accelerator. Ebooks are old news. I want you a 3-part video series that you can show people. You build your brand, and that's really next level stuff. Good? Stuff. Wow, great crowd. I love it. Let's get started, folks, all right? I don't like wasting time. I like getting down to business. Again, 3 pieces of actionable information. Pay attention, interact with me in the chat. I'm not here to perform. I'm here to really help you and give you ideas. I have a very specific way I teach. The reason I do it is because it worked. I've got 1,000 people that have graduated with my system. My last course, they sold $30,000 worth of products on week 7 during the course. Some people paid for the course in its entirety twice with what I'm teaching you. So pay attention because it's real. I want to start with a statement that I want you to write down. And so write this down. The purpose of a business is to create a customer. And let me say that one more time. The purpose of a business is to create a customer. And this is a great quote by Peter Drucker, and I think it just strips down and really gets to the point, folks. Ultimately, the business relies on revenues, and revenues come from making a customer happy, solving their challenges, adding value to their lives. So if you can focus on that, you have a business. Otherwise, you have nothing. And let's jump into that, and I'm going to show you exactly how it's done. All right, I'm going to the beautiful drawing board here, not back to the drawing board, but in the drawing board. And I want to talk about your audience funnel. And this is a crucial way to understand exactly what's going on here. And again, I'm a big fan of focusing on revenue. Revenue gives you options. Cash flow shows you your ideas are working. And tonight, I'm going to show you everything you need to know to start that cash flow. So let's talk about your customer journey. Again, the purpose of the business is to create a customer. How do we find them? Well, we've got amazing tools like the internet. We've got things like YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and email. But how exactly do we use them? So let's talk about this funnel and what does it look like, okay? I like to look at the funnel this way. Let me draw it a bit like this, all right? And it's got a few levels to it, all right? We start off with your audience. And that is anyone out in the web who wants to hear about your ideas. Longevity was one of them, right? Herbal remedies, holistic healing in Vancouver. Your audience is anyone out there who wants to hear a little bit about that. And that is where we start in this funnel. From there, we're going to go and take them back to your website, okay? And I'll explain why later. This is not the way normal people teach business, and that's why they fail. Next, we're going to get some of those people back to the website, and I'll show you why later. From there, we are going to extract their email address, right? Some people say email is dead. Wrong. Those are the people that will soon be broke, and I'm going to explain why shortly. And finally, we're going to turn some of those people into sales. This is a crucial funnel to explain. Just because it's simple does not mean it's easy, and I'm going to explain this entire customer journey on how we get there. Let's talk about the audience. The audience is anyone out there who is going to resonate with your ideas. How do we find the audience? Well, the first point of contact with you and your audience these days, it's going to be on social media. And that's why in Module 3 inside the Business Accelerator, I show you how to get present on 5 social media platforms and how to focus on 2 without wasting time. So many people ruin their businesses by posting on Instagram every 2 hours. It's the wrong idea. And in order to get that audience, I want you to focus on these 4 letters, QVCA. And this is something that I learned from my good friend Alex Icon. And when you go to create social media posts to talk about your passion, whether it's herbs or holistic healing or longevity, I want you to always remember that whatever you post, whether it be a video or a picture, this is your first contact with your customer, and it must be QVCA. Now, what am I talking about? Well, Q stands for quality. Anything you put out there these days has to be quality. Now, when I started back in 2011, you could put up any video and you were something on YouTube. Anything on Twitter was something better than there wasn't much going on out there. So Q is quality. Make sure the pictures are good, the blogs are good, and the videos are good. Very important. Everything we do here is of quality. The next is value. Everything you produce must add value to someone's life. It can't just be a story about you. It can't be just for you. It has to add value to someone else's life. As Dan Pena once told me, you change 1 billion people's lives, you can make $1 billion. So always think, what am I producing? It's going to create value. The next one is C, stands for consistency. You must regularly produce this content to build an audience. Weekly, every 2 days, every month, it must be consistent. At London Real, we have published an episode every Sunday for the past 7 years without fail. An audience is built by consistency. And finally, A is authenticity. If you've been following my journey on Ironmind, which is my plant-fueled race to go ahead and complete the Ironman, it's authentic, folks. I'm telling you what's really going on with me, my training, my fails, and all of those things. So it's very important to remember QVCA when you build an audience. And that's really what I'm going to talk about here. I want you to go ahead and speak to all of the people out there via social media and engage with an audience, because all of those people we're going to try to turn into customers. And finally, while I'm on this, I want you to also remember the 50-50 rule, which means 50% of your time is spent creating this content and 50% of the time is spent promoting it. You've got to get it out there, folks, in front of people, or they're never going to know who you are. And so that's where we start. When people first find out about you, that's your audience. It will start small, but it will grow and grow and grow. And that's why in the accelerator, I challenge you to do 10 vlogs in 10 days. Get yourself in front of your phone camera and put your ideas out there. Every single view is a potential customer that will spend $100, $1,000, $5,000 with you. And I'm going to share that in section 3. Let's talk about your website. The key for any business is to take those people in the audience and bounce them back to your website. I have met so many people out there with huge Instagram followers, 100,000 followers, and yet they're still living at mom's house. I personally, or London Real, has 400,000 subscribers on YouTube, but I can't always access who they are. And that's why we get our audience and we bounce them back to the website. The website really has one main purpose: to convert a visitor into an email address. And I'll talk about why later. A lot of people build websites and they have cool pictures of them and the About Us section. In my opinion, that's a huge waste of time. And that's why in week 4, I show you in 5 days how to create your very own website that converts into an email address. And one of the ways we do that is with something called a lead magnet. And so someone comes from somewhere out in the social world, they hear about you, they bounce back to your website, and what they do from there is you try to get their email address. And in order to do that, you need to give them something of value. And that is what's called a lead magnet. And here's a great example of one of the ones that we put on our site. And I have a broadcasting course, and I give away a PDF called Your Podcast Launch Guide. This shows you everything you need in a 4-page document to show you how to launch your very own podcast. And people get to my site and I say, let me email this to you. And they say, yeah, awesome, I'd love to do it. They make a decision within 4 seconds, and I can convert 50, 60% of my site traffic into an email address. That is the purpose of a website. There is no other purpose if you want to build a business. And that's one of the fundamentals we teach in this business, and one of the hugest mistakes most entrepreneurs make. In fact, this single concept has probably killed 90 to 95% of startup businesses because they don't know what to do with a warm lead from the internet. They don't know how to convert it to an email. And let me talk next about why email. So we've gone from out there somewhere in the audience on the internet or in social media. We've got them through QVCA to come on and say, let me find out more about this person. We've gotten to the website and we've said, tell you what, I'm going to give you something and I want you to give me an email address. And later I'm going to ask, what could you give them on a lead magnet or a downloadable PDF that would let them give you their email address? Now, why am I so concerned about email? Well, it's a good question. First of all, email is an agnostic platform. And I use that quote from Tim Ferriss, and that's why he's such a big believer in email as well. And what does that mean? Well, like I said, I've got 400,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is massive. Most people would kill for that kind of a fan base. But do you know how many email addresses I have from those people? It's a big goose egg. What happens if I want to contact those people? I really can't. And what happens if Google shuts down my videos and my YouTube channel? I've got nothing left. That's why the email is so important. Same with Facebook, same with Instagram. You can get shut down at any point. The email is a beautiful thing because you get lifetime access. You don't get any algorithm that will shut your page down. And finally, you can educate on email. You can entertain via email. You can sell via email. That's why every expert in the business knows you can retire on an email list. You can retire on that list. And Instagram following can be taken away from you like that. Instagram might be bad news tomorrow. Twitter looks like it's going that way, except for Trump, who's keeping it alive, right? And so you always want to remember, what's an asset I can keep forever? When was the last time you changed your email address? Type that in the chat, I want to know. Tell me how many years. 1 year, 2 year, 3 year? Julian, type in 7 for me. I haven't changed my email in 7 years, which means you can contact me for 7 years when I give you that asset. Instagram, I might get bored. You can never contact me again. That's why email is crucial, folks. So we bounce them to your website and we capture that email address because that's the way that we can stay in contact with them and start to have the sales conversation. Now, a lot of people make the mistake and try to sell on social media. Type yes if you enjoy being sold to when you're on Instagram or you're on Facebook, right? And type no if you don't. And I'm very curious what Julian thinks. You go on Facebook to take a break, to find out what your friends are up to. You go to Instagram to be entertained. You don't go there to be sold things. And that's why we sell on an email conversation. We build a relationship over time. We share with them free videos. We share them our lead magnet and educate them. And finally, what we end up doing is we invite them to a live video webinar and we actually sell product. And that is the funnel, the audience funnel that most people don't even know exists. These are the fundamental strategies that we teach inside the Business Accelerator. I teach principles. I do not teach hacks. I don't teach about social media platforms that might die. I teach you something that you can use for this business and the other 8 or 9 businesses that you're going to start for the rest of your life. That's why it's really important that you understand these fundamentals. So remember, audience, back to the website, get the email address, and then start the sales conversation via email. Don't sell on social. It'll just make people angry, and it really will not work. So I want you to tell me right now, what is the lead magnet you could create on your website to exchange for an email address? And again, it could be a 3-part PDF, everything you need to know about herbs, your first guide to holistic therapy, how to live 10 years longer today by changing your habits. These could be your lead magnets. Type that into the chat because I really want to know what you can use. And again, you can create this document probably tomorrow on Google Docs and you've got a lead magnet and you can start generating leads. Every single email address has the potential to spend between $100 and $1,000 with you, so make it count. And I want to share with you the story of one of my students named Lee Wieland, who last year graduated my Business Accelerator, and he created a business with us based around his movement practice. And Lee followed every single step of my 8-week program, including this entire concept. He built his audience. I showed him how to do social media. He created his website. He did the email funnel. And in week 7, he held his very own webinar. When he finished the course, Lee had recorded $4,611.98. He always wanted me to stress that. And he recorded that revenue in the first 60 days of finishing the course. Here's a little bit more about Lee.
I do a lot of physical activity and I see myself as doing a lot of teaching and coaching, and I want to be able to work with people on this higher level, right? Then recently I tore my bicep, and so that was kind of a huge blow to me. Most of what I do is very physical. It seemed like it was all crashing down, right? it's really easy to be able to focus on the struggles and the negative things. It's much easier to, I guess, knock things down than to build things up. That the best investment you can make is in yourself. I knew I needed some guide to stay focused and keep mission-minded. Growing online is a really important way to do things. I can only do so much as a single person. And so being able to have a larger audience and just connect with more people online, it's still connecting people, but you can do a lot more, a lot faster. Courses like this, where it's fast-paced, it's organized, and the goal is about building something that's productive in the end that you can measure with money. Like, money is a part of the course. Like, you should be earning money. You don't get that anywhere else. And so I feel like courses like these, online component, extremely valuable, and I do think it's the way of education for the future.
I love watching Lee's story because literally he took the ideas in his head and turned it into $4,611 in the 8 weeks of our course. He paid for the course and had a tidy profit afterwards. It's an amazing story, but he did it by following this blueprint, which is what we teach inside the Business Accelerator. The reason I know is because we made every mistake along the way. And when I realized these concepts, I've taught 14-year-olds. I have a 14-year-old that just graduated, Marissa Ingram. I taught an 85-year-old who just graduated named Bob Hand, an American in Brazil. This works for any platform, any idea, any type of business. You just have to do the work and be creative. And now I want to go to the tapes and find out from Julian Bales, what are people saying out there? You know, this funnel, it's a simple concept. It's kind of a complicated concept, but once you see it, it's like seeing the Matrix and it becomes like, wow, okay, now I see it. What are people saying?
People have got some great ideas here. First of all, we've got someone here who doesn't think we're live.
Oh my gosh.
Ted says, I like how Brian's pre-recorded this video and the chat feature makes it sound live. We are live, aren't we?
Ted, how dare you? I think we're live. The reason I'm sweating now is because it's hot in London, and so Ted, I guess we just called you out so you wouldn't know. By the way, we're in the chat, so we'll be talking to people in the chat in case you want to check. Talk to me about ideas.
Okay, Barrett says a video about his mission, and then it will ask them to join.
Okay, so a video about his mission, and then you'll ask them to join. So that's the lead magnet. Yeah, but you got to sell that mission. So again, give them a value added. Remember, QVCA, it has to have value. Anything you produce. So a lead magnet's got to make their life better in your micro niche. So for us, it's a podcast guide. It's how to launch your business. It's high performance habits. These are our lead magnets, or even it's a full episode of London Real. Something to make their life better. Again, lead with reward. Think of your customer first.
Another one you might have feedback on. Victor says 10% off on logins.
Okay, 10% off on logins. I don't know what that is, but basically people are bouncing to your website to learn more about you. You want to give them something that adds value in exchange for an email address.
I think you're saying it'll give them a discount if they give their email.
Oh, if they give their email. Now, maybe that'll work, but you're trying to sell them when they land on the page. I think that's a bad idea. Most customers you have to build a relationship with. It's like selling on social. It doesn't really work. People come, you get an email address, and you build a relationship. For some of my clients that spend $5,000 and $10,000 with London Real, we've built relationships over months and even years. So take your time, build a relationship, add value to their life, and they'll become paying customers.
Thomas says a guide on how to value an investment.
Okay, I like that. I would be a bit more specific. Is it an equity investment, a cryptocurrency investment, a stock investment? Be more specific, but I like it. And sell it with a sexy title. You might as well and say, you know, the quickest way to value your stock portfolio in blah, blah, blah. And make it really make them think, okay, I'd really like to get that. They're trading their email address, which means their trade is, I might get spammed versus getting something useful. Let them make that decision like that.
Chris is saying a video series on the foundation principles of self-love.
Yeah, I like it. Self-love, that's great. 3-part video series. To be honest, that's one of the things we teach in our course. 3-part video series. You film it on your phone. Each one is 2 minutes long. You build a customer relationship. It's the perfect lead magnet.
And we also have Peter, which is saying a guide on how to expand your mind and consciousness.
Okay, great. I like that. A guide on how to expand your mind and consciousness. Again, I love it. Go with 3 simple steps to expand your mind and consciousness. Have it as a great PDF, and that's something they'll definitely exchange an email for. All right, great. Look, that's the start. And again, every customer is found out there in the audience, and a business only exists to create a customer. So always remember, this is super important. And today, or right now, I want to talk about part 2, which is something called the online business cycle. And actually, I'd like to draw this for you right now and show you on the board exactly what I'm talking about, because this concept of an online business cycle, it's one that a lot of people, I've got a lot of drawings here, fail to understand. You know, a biggest mistake that I see people make in any business is that they try to spend a lot of money first. They look for investment. I need 10,000 pounds or $100,000 or 50,000 euros to get this business started. I'm not a fan of that. I'm about testing a business for basically no money to see if you can create a customer and then going from there. For example, Lee Wieland spent zero money, I think maybe 10 or 20 bucks on a website before he made thousands and thousands of dollars. When he has that, that's the time to invest more money and more time. So I want to explain to you this concept of an online business cycle, all right? So I call it the OBC, and it goes something like this. You take that audience that I was talking about, that you create. After that, you sell that audience products. And from then, you record sales. And those sales are invested back in the audience. Now, what am I talking about? Well, we talked about QVCA before. And that is when you go and create content, it's always quality, value, consistency, authenticity. And you start creating an audience. And I'm going to talk about free product in the next section. For London Real, it's our episodes right in here. You would have watched one of those, and we build this audience up. It starts at 0, and then it goes to 10 and 100 and 1,000. You're collecting their email addresses at the same time. For London Real, I started with the basic studio. You remember when I used to split the screen, and I used to have everybody looking there all at the screen at the same time? That was my original content, and I built that audience. The next thing I did was I introduced a product. The very first London Real product was called the London Real Academy. It was a membership some of you probably bought. It was $99 a quarter, and it delivered more of the guest, a community, webinars from me. It was an incredible product, and I sold it to the audience that I had at that point. I took the revenues from this product in the sales, and I put it back into my audience. And this is what Lee Wieland is doing right now in his business. He's taking that $4,600 and he's now building a bigger audience. For me, what I did at London Real was I invested in a better studio. And you might remember it's a studio just like this, right? We put the flags up, we got the lights, and we made a better studio, which actually increased our audience even more. I got 10,000 more people. I got another 20,000 email addresses. And from there, I decided to introduce a new product, which was the Business Accelerator. And the very first Business Accelerator I sold for $2,000. We sold 10 of them, and we made ourselves a handy $20,000. And that was the first product, big product that was sold at London Real. What did I do with the money? I took that sales and I invested it back into the audience. What did we do next? We started making movies. We thought, how can we get a bigger audience? So we started making documentary movies. And we made the one with Dorian Yates, and we made one with Ido Portal, Just Move. We made Dan Pena, the $50 billion man. Right now, we're making Iron Mine, the movie. And from there, that brought us a whole nother audience. Now, hundreds of thousands of people are watching us. And what else did we do? I created more products. Now I have Broadcast Yourself, Speak to Inspire, public speaking course, and of course the Life Accelerator, high performance habits to take your life to the next level. What did we do from there? We took those sales and we will build it back in for more and more audience. This is the online business cycle, and this is how you can start with no money, create a basic audience, sell them a low-cost product, which I'm going to talk about next, take that revenue, and increase the reach of your audience, create better contact, maybe do some ads on Facebook. Take those people, get their email addresses, and go on and on and on. And that is the concept of the online business cycle. It is so crucial to understand how this works, and some of the greatest business models do exactly that. And once you understand this concept of investing in this, building the product, and taking the money and putting it in there, you'll know that I don't want you spending money to start with. I want you to prove your concept on a shoestring budget. And once you have it, you can actually take it to the next level. And I want you to do an exercise for me. I want you to take that $20,000 in your mind of what we made here on the very first Business Accelerator, and I want you to tell me, if you had been London Real and you had made that $20,000 on your first accelerator product, how would you have spent it? How would you have taken that money to build your audience? So can you go ahead and type that in the chat right now, and I want to give you some feedback. What would you do with that $20,000? Would you create better videos? Would you go out there and spend money on Facebook ads and YouTube ads? Would you go out there and start your own podcast? Would you go out there and write a book? What would you do with this $20,000 to increase your audience? Maybe create better content. But I want to know how you would spend that money, and I want to give you some feedback on how you can use this to create this cycle. And when you're done with that, I'm going to show you exactly how to sell product online and get your first revenues. And while you're typing that in about how you're going to spend that 20 grand, I want to share with you the story of the man who gave me this. I don't know if you can get a close-up here, but this is a coin, a gold coin from the Royal Marines. And on the back of it, it says, unselfishness, courage, determination, and cheerfulness in adversity. You can see that it's got a dagger. And that's really cool, right? And this was given to me by my Business Accelerator student named Jonathan Rainey. And he was here in the studio just this last Saturday, and I interviewed him, and he told me of his story of being in the Royal Marines and worried about what he was going to do when he got out. He's like, Brian, I had no business. I was going to get a medical discharge, and I didn't know what I was going to do. So I took your course, the Business Accelerator, and I focused on my passion, which is to get people healthy and fit, and I built this business so when I leave in October, I can start my own business. And inside the Accelerator, he sold his first 10 courses, and here's a little bit more about Jonathan and how he did it.
I improve people's lives through health and fitness, but I also currently still have a full-time job in the Royal Marines. It was probably about 2 years ago that I knew that the career I was in, it wasn't for me anymore. There's something else that I should be doing. It was in front of me, but I just had the fear and I just couldn't see it. And there came a point where I was looking at myself in the mirror and I basically said, why am I on this planet? What am I doing here? I want people to be healthy before they're fit, because they're two completely different things. If you really do hustle and you fight the resistance and you put the effort in and the energy in, it will work. I did another webinar, I had 25 people on it, sold a product. 2 days later, did a bit more hustling, didn't do a webinar, but I sold 3 products in 1 day, and now I'm up to 10 sales. So, proof's in the pudding. I was never one to really express and tell people and teach people what I know. You know, there's so many people out there that have such great ideas and they can bring so much value to humanity, and they don't because they're scared of the fear. The fear of what people will think, the fear of failure. But you know, you can look at failure in 2 ways. You can call it failure, or you can call it an experience. And throughout my career and my life, I've always called it an experience and not failure, and that's how I'm doing and applying it to my business as well. I guarantee everyone watching this now, they're watching it for a reason, because they know there's something else out there that they can give. Stop feeling sorry for yourself, get out there and put the work in.
Boom. And so Jonathan gave me that coin, and to be honest, it was a pretty special moment, because you know, to get those kinds of compliments from a Royal Marine who's really been there and done that, and also to give him a life that he can live after the service, it's just incredible. I mean, you should have seen his eyes. He's like, Brian, this just changed the course of my life, because it gave me options, and now I have a clear blueprint of where I need to go. Now, some days will be a struggle, and some days he'll actually knock it out of the park, but at least he knows what to do. Most entrepreneurs just go out and they just tread water and struggle, and after 6 months or a year, they give up and think, oh, business is not for me. That's wrong. It is for you. You just need the right mentorship and the accountability and the roadmap, and you can do it. So go ahead and tell me my question from earlier. If you had made that $20,000 in product, which is actually probably sooner than you think, it's within your grasp within the next 6 months, maybe even shorter, how would you spend it to build up your audience? Because again, this is an entire online business cycle. You know, Julian, I mean, this concept is it's not basic. It's kind of a slightly advanced concept because you have to think forward. A lot of people don't think they can sell, let alone $2,000, let alone $20,000. But if you can think about this, you can build the audience. I mean, you remember, we started with 1 Twitter follower, 1 YouTube subscriber, 1 view, and now, you know, we've got 100 million. Yeah. So it starts that way.
It took us a long time, right? We had to figure this out ourselves and make all those mistakes. We didn't really have a roadmap on how this is done.
Yeah, and if you want to watch our evolution, just watch episode 1 up to episode 500. And you can see the studio change, us change, our products change, students are created. So like, we've lived this for 7 years, we've made the mistakes, and now we're here to make sure you don't.
Kevin says 20K, he would create a very catchy bumper music and intro and invest in the studio.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so I guess you're creating media, which is good. Again, QVCA, quality, very, very important. People expect really high quality stuff these days. You can't just get away with like that one kind of a Panasonic camera. People expect more. So good, I like that as an investment. I'm a big fan of investing in digital assets that constantly promote your brand. And that's what we teach inside the Accelerator. When you start doing the 10 vlogs in 10 days, those videos exist forever and they generate leads. As you know, Julian, if I was hit by a bus tomorrow, God forbid, we would still get 3 or 4 million views on YouTube because we've created those quality digital assets. And that's what I want you to think about.
Vivian says she would spend it on more advertising and marketing campaigns.
Great. You know, I'm a fan of advertising once the funnel works. That's why in the Business Accelerator, you are not allowed to spend money on advertising. Because if you can't get those first 10 clients, that first $4,000 on your own, in my opinion, you don't have business doing advertising. I used to call it throwing money down the rat hole when you do that, because people think hard work can be replaced by Facebook ad spend. It's a mistake. Do the funnel, make an audience back to website, to email, to sales conversation, to webinar close, which is what every single one of our students does. Prove it once or 5 times, and then you can go do the advertising spend. So that's cool, as long as you have the funnel there.
We had multiple 6-figure launches before we spent a dime on advertising, right?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's really true. Multiple 6-figure launches before we ever did a single bit of advertising. We did it by creating great content on YouTube via our episodes, our webinars. We bounced it back to the website, got emails, did webinars, never spent a cent of marketing. And we could stop right now with all of our advertising and still make a comfortable living. We do it now just to take it to the next level.
We have Shannon here with an interesting one saying they would buy a farm so they could start the business of animal sitting.
Interesting. All right, so you're going to spend the money for the farm. You know, this is fine. People usually say, I'll take my sales and start the business from it. But I'm talking about an online business cycle, one that just goes faster and faster and faster. So we take our revenues from our courses and put them back into audience building, put them back into the quality of the content, great guest movies. Then we create new products and take those sales back into audience. So at this rate, London Real will keep growing by like 5 times a year. So, you know, a few years from now, we'll literally be hundreds and hundreds of times bigger. So that's the concept I want you to understand. Take that money, invest it back into your business.
Finally, we have Miguel here saying he would take half of it and invest in merchandise like t-shirts that would have logos, the website, profound and cool quotes on them, send those out to the followers, and the other half he would put into making a short documentary about their philosophy.
I think Miguel's really got it, man. You're really smart. I like that. So making the documentary, you know, that documentary movie, again, it's a digital asset that'll be out there for 100 years. People will watch it, they'll become fans, and they'll want to spend money with you on your products, which I'll talk about next. I like the t-shirts as long as it's not your business model. So selling t-shirts and other physical goods, it's not going to make you survive as a business. It's hard out there, and that's why I want to talk about multiple price point products and digital products. But to raise brand awareness, I like it a lot. So Miguel, you're definitely on the right wavelength. All right, I'm going to bounce to final action, which is part number 3. This is the concept of the end-to-end ecosystem. Folks, pay attention. When I first understood this, it changed the game. The world headquarters here would not exist. And you see me take a walk around here. It's absolutely beautiful. We built it from scratch. It wouldn't exist without this concept. So this idea really allowed us to grow 10x in our size. And it's the concept of this end-to-end ecosystem. If you know this before you start a business, your chances of being successful increase by 10. And I don't say that lightly. All right, so let's go to the drawing board. And I want to draw out from you this concept of the E to E. Again, really understand this process and embrace it. and you are going to win as an entrepreneur. Pay attention and write this down and draw this, all right? This is what I call your E to E, and it's this concept of an end-to-end ecosystem, all right? And it looks something like this. Now, all companies have products. Products are something that a customer consumes and gets value from it. But you need products at different price points in order to be successful. For example, you can't sell an app for $5 and then sell 1 million of them and have 5 million in revenue. It actually just doesn't work that way. You have 1 million customers, you've got problems, you'll become exhausted, and it will not work. So you need products with different price points. The first one you need is free products. Something you give away for free that adds value to your customer's life. It could be a lead magnet. It could be that 3-part video series that we talked about earlier. It could be an episode of London Real. You must constantly create it. All great businesses do. Next, you need something called a low-cost product, okay? This thing goes between, say, $25 and $99. It's something you charge a small price for, and you deliver wow to your customer. It could be a 6-part video series to give you 6-pack abs in 6 weeks. It could be a 6-part video series to teach you how to do the lizard walk like Ido Portal. It could be a 6-part video series to show you how to turn your passion into a business. Whatever it is, it's a low cost, but it gives great value to your customer. And what it shows is that they will vote with their credit card and spend money with you. If they do that, you know you have a great idea. But that's not enough. You cannot survive on this alone. If you do, you'll be exhausted and you'll be like, wow, Brian, this entrepreneur thing, it really sucks. How come you look so fresh? How come you're so successful? It's because of what I'm about to say next. And that is this concept of a prime offering. Prime. And this is the biggest problem that most of my students have, getting their head around this concept. And this is selling a product from $1,000 to $5,000. Now you might just say, Brian, I've got nothing that someone would want for $5,000 except for maybe my used car, right? But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about taking a low-cost product like 6-pack abs in 6 weeks and saying, how about a 6-day retreat where I get you those 6-pack abs? I'm talking about a high-cost product that delivers a ton of wow and a ton of value. Every company has this type of a product. And finally, there's what we call the back end. And this is the type of product that a company has that can really go from, say, $10,000 up to maybe $100,000. And this is what we call a back end product. And this is something that typically a company sells that the consumer doesn't even know that they're selling. And they sell their intellectual property in the back. I'm telling you, folks, take a screenshot of this right now. This is gold. If you don't understand this concept, you will never have a 7-figure business, point blank. And I say that with a lot of conviction. Every single one of these price points is crucial, and every great business has these price points. Let's talk about some businesses that have these price points, all right? One of my favorites, as an example, is the UFC. And if you're a fan of the UFC, go ahead and type in yes if you've watched the Ultimate Fighting Championship. It's mixed martial arts. Let's look at their business model. How do they make money? Well, do they have a free product? Of course they do. They're a $4.2 billion business. They watched my masterclass. They know what to do. Free product is they beam free fights out on Fox News and BT Sport here in the UK. You can watch 10 fights for free on one night. You watch these 2 guys in a cage punching each other in the head, and you're like, wow, this is kind of cool. These guys are really serious athletes. I like the product. I watched it for free, and I'm hooked on the UFC as a brand. Next, the UFC says, hey, every 3 months, we have a special fight card. It's got Conor McGregor, the crazy Irishman. It's got Johanna Jędrzejczyk, that crazy Polish lady. And we're going to sell you these premium fights for $25, $99 in HD. This is their low-cost product. You buy it. You watch Conor McGregor knock somebody out, jump over the cage, throw a dolly into a bus and go crazy. And you're like, wow, I love this UFC brand. This makes a lot of sense. I'd like to spend more money with them. And what does the UFC say? No problem. Guess what? You can fly to Las Vegas and come see us ringside and watch Conor McGregor to where the sweat is coming off of his forehead. And For $5,000, I'll give you a ringside ticket to go watch the UFC. Would you like that? Yes. So boom, they went from free product. I like it. Then I got the pay-per-view. Then I go to Vegas to watch a live fight. I've done all of these things, by the way. I am in their customer journey. Finally, they have a back end. Now, Brian, what's that? I can't think of anything else the UFC sells. I can't think of anything else. Guess what they sell? They've got sponsorships. Reebok provides all of the fight gear, and they put the Reebok names on there. For all reports, that contract is worth between $10 and $50 million. This is the UFC product ecosystem. Free product, low-cost product, prime product, back end, where they make tons and tons of money. Every great business has this product ecosystem. Don't believe me? Let's look at a startup business built around a personal brand. Jocko Willink. Big fan of Jocko. He is a U.S. Navy SEAL. He's been on London Reel twice now. We're about to do the next one. I had him here in London about a week ago at the HMS Belfast. It's going to be an amazing episode. I'm a huge fan of Jocko. What is his product ecosystem? You're like, Brian, I don't know. It's just a person. What are you talking about? Jocko's a very successful businessman as well as a very successful U.S. Navy SEAL. Let's look at his product ecosystem. A free product. What does Jocko give away for free? He gives away the Jocko podcast. He's got 123 episodes as of today. It's free audio, 3 hours each. You get to know Jocko and his brand. I love it. Next, say I want to spend a little money with Jocko. I can buy his book, Extreme Ownership, from Amazon for $27 or on audio, and I get a great book. Teaches me discipline is freedom, teaches me how to lead down the chain of command. It teaches me all of these great things. Thank you very much, Jocko. It works really well. What if I want a little bit more? Well, Jocko has something called a muster, which 3 times a year they meet in New York City or in Texas or in San Diego where his home is, and it costs about $2,000 for a ticket to his live events. Very, very smart. And finally, there's the back end. Jocko has a business called Echelon Front. He uses his reach and his knowledge to consult businesses. And I don't know how much he's making, but I guess it's in the tune of millions and millions of dollars. This is the product ecosystem of Jocko Willink, and he does an amazing job with it. And finally, I want to share with you Gary Vaynerchuk. How many people know Gary Vaynerchuk? Type yes if you know in there. Gary V, the Daily V. But if you want to look at Gary's product ecosystem, Gary has free product. He's got the Daily V show where he talks about all these things, social marketing, hacking, all of that stuff. He does that. The low-cost product is Gary's book. Gary's got the Daily V show in book form. It's very, very good. Then for prime products and for back-end products, Gary does something really interesting. Gary actually has a huge back-end product, and it's called VaynerMedia. It's how he sells consultancies to major brands. But he wouldn't be able to do that unless he had the massive fan base that he built up with his free product and his books. So Gary hacks the product ecosystem and gets people to go right to his back-end product where he's probably selling between $50 and $100 million worth of revenues. Folks, this stuff works. It's how every business is built, including London Reel. We have free product, which are our episodes. Low-cost product, which is the London Reel Academy. We have our prime offer, which is our business accelerator product. And we have our back end where we do consultant services to corporations to show them how to master YouTube, how to master social media, and yet master online academies. Boom! That just happened, folks. I'm telling you, you really need to think about this ecosystem. It will change the game. So finally, I want to ask you, what is that first low-cost product, that cheap online course that you could sell someone for $25 or $50 that would teach them how to do something in their brain, something that you have as intellectual property that would teach them in 6 steps how to get to the next level with herbal medicine, how to start a holistic practice, how to make yourself live longer today. That's what I want you to type in the chat. What would be that low-cost product? I want to give you some feedback when I go back and speak to Julian. And while we're on that, I want to share with you one of my recent Business Accelerator graduates. Her name is Salila Sukuman. She's a wonderful, wonderful woman, and she sat here at London Reel Studios very recently, and she sold 15 of her prime offering courses for $1,200 each and made a total of $18,000 on the Business Accelerator. She did it by following this model and by doing that prime offer before she was ready. If I hadn't have pushed her, I don't know if she would have ever done it. And here is Salila's story.
Till October 2015, I did not do anything much that really made a huge difference in my life or in anybody else's lives. I was a sales manager. I started out as a chef. It left me very unsatisfied with what I was offering to the world, and I knew there was something more. Ayurveda became a passion. It's meditation, it's massages, it's herbal medicines. It's a sort of a cleansing, and it's one of the most intense cleansings that's available. So it's like ayahuasca, but 10 times more. I'm transforming lives by helping people go deeper, more spiritual, so they're connected to themselves. I mean, it doesn't mean that they're sitting and chanting or praying or something, but just connected to their own knowing and intuition and living life from there, from that point. My vision for my business is that I'm self-sufficient. I'm making at least 100,000 from this. And my vision for the people I support back home in Kerala, India is that because of me, these lineages are thriving and they have access to a new client base, which are Americans.
Have to bridge that gap over the Atlantic. Right?
Over the Atlantic,
yeah.
Yes.
I love Salila's story. She's got incredible energy, and the reason she has that revenues is because she followed the roadmap. She trusted our mentorship. She had the accountability to make it happen. She went into the fears, and now she's got an entire business she can retire with. She can leave her passion every day. I love that story so much. I want to go to your responses now. And again, tell me, what is that first low-cost product that you could put out there, that course 6-part video series for $25, $50 that can really change the game, get you started with revenues that you can then put back into your audience? You know, I just dropped a lot of information on people, Julian. Maybe it's a little much, but once you see this in the matrix, it changes everything. And as you know, it changed everything for us.
Changed it in a big way, big way. Yeah, a lot of information, people enjoying it. Davi saying, loving the class, Brian.
Thank you.
Kevin saying, that was an amazing story, very inspiring. Let's jump into a couple of these low-cost products, though.
Okay, cool.
Francis is saying a martial arts training program. Probably needs to be a bit more.
Yeah, good. I mean, that sounds like a great idea. I'd love to just be a bit more specific. Is it like, you know, how to do a Kimuro from guard in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, or, you know, 4 ways to make a better left hook in boxing? Something specific where I know what I'm going to get when I buy it, and then that's perfect.
This one's intriguing. Chris says, how to bypass the infinite logic traps that prevent you from loving yourself.
Yeah, that's good. Look, I love this self-love concept, you know, really. I hope you join us so I can help you work on this business, because first of all, it adds value to the world. So many times we don't love ourselves. I've had so many guests on London Real talk about it, including Anita Morjani, who said you have to love yourself before you walk out of the door every day. And again, if you can give someone that video series, it could be affirmations. It could be a way of treating yourself well, of getting the sleep, of getting the diet, of things that you constantly remind yourself. I'm telling you, you've got a great business here and a great product. You deliver it via video, this is a winner.
Lawrence saying a 6-part series on the 6 pillars of holistic health. They'd get 1 pillar per day, and it would start with hydration, then meditation, diet, and so on.
Yeah, great. I love it. Just sell me on an end goal. So tell me how it's going to make me happier or fitter or really change my life, and I'll be all in on you. But I love it. I think that's perfect. And here's the thing, folks. I didn't really talk about this, but while they're watching your video series, they're getting to know you. They're feeling your passion. They're like, wow, this person's special. At the end of it, they're going to ask you what else you got to sell. They're going to say, do you do a 2-day retreat? Do you do an 8-week course? How can I spend more money with you? That's what we're talking about here.
Talking about a video series there, Frank is still on the ebook idea. He's saying a dating guide ebook.
Yeah, you know, I'm still not a fan of the ebooks. I think it's a lot of text and a few pictures. I would so much rather have a video series or a video guide with the dating. I think ebooks are kind of played. I think it's a lot of text. The truth is, most people will buy an ebook, but they won't read it. And if that happens, it doesn't matter, because you get the small amount of revenue, but they never buy the premium product. It's like someone buying the UFC pay-per-view, but since it's so long to read, they end up doing something else on Saturday night. Those people will never fly to Vegas. So you got to get it, make it easy for people to consume. These days, people want to watch a video like this. That's why they're on Instagram. They don't want to read your ebook. I hate to tell it to you, don't do it. Save it for the print book. But again, the print book is just a lead magnet as well to sell your more expensive products. I'm telling you, embrace this concept now, or you will be a lonely, depressed, struggling entrepreneur. You're going to waste years of your time and literally $50,000 or $100,000 in lost income banging your head against the wall. I know because I did it.
Isaiah saying a comic book form of the Book of Titans lessons.
Okay, comic book form of the Book of Titans lessons. It's an interesting idea. If it can provide value to me, I'm in. It doesn't have to be video. The reason I like video is because it communicates your passion so fast. If I get any of you on video right now for 10 seconds talking about your passion, if you're really passionate about it, I'm in for the long run. A comic book might do that, but in my business accelerator, I push my students to get on video. That's how Lee Whelan made $4,600 in 7 weeks, which basically means, you know, you could have that money in the bank account before the end of June. That's real talk, folks.
And finally, Barrett says a web series linking to content on the website that lists our current technologies and strategies for life extension.
Okay, look, I like the life extension web series, but basically have it as a 6-part video series, a training series that they pay a small amount of money to get massive value. When they pull their credit card out, they get really comfortable with you and they invest in you. Then you deliver that. I'm telling you, this is a great business. I want to work with you as well, because this is a game changer. Everyone's talking about longevity. Nobody's delivering digital products to get there. I forgot that guy's name, Aubrey something. Aubrey de Grey. Aubrey de Grey, that's the guy we had on the show. Look up his episode on London Real. I'm telling you, this is a captive market. Old people have money to spend to keep themselves alive an extra 2 years. Get on this, but get on a micro niche, get in the competitive analysis. I mean, we teach exactly how to do this. If you make one of the steps wrong, it's like trying to bake a cake and missing it. You'll end up with a bunch of mess at the end. No one will eat it or buy it, and you'll waste your time and your energy. All right? Look, folks, I want to finish with something that's really, really interesting and really, really fascinating. And I brought you here for a reason. You came here tonight because you want to change. You want something different in your life. You're sick and tired of the same things. They say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. Is that your life? Are you working for someone else's passion? Are you working to make someone else rich? Is your life really filled with excitement? Are you delivering value to other people's lives? Do customers stop you on the street? This happens to me. And they say, Brian, you changed my life. Brian, the Academy changed my life. People like Lee and Salila and Jonathan, they have entire businesses that will go on to transform thousands, if not millions of lives because of what I do. It's so fulfilling. It's made me a better person. And that's why you're here tonight, to turn your passion into a business. Not only will it make you money, but it'll allow you to spread your message to tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people around the world. London Real has been consumed by 100 million people. In 2 years from now, it'll be 1 billion people that will have watched London Real. That is life transforming. That transforms the planet. And tonight, I want to show you exactly how to do it. But there's 2 ways to do it. There's the complex way. You can go back to business school. I went to the Sloan School of Business at MIT. They taught me all sorts of things about options and corporate finance. They never taught me how to do this. You could spend $50,000 at the London School of Economics for a Harvard MBA, and you still won't know this stuff. The other thing you do is you could go out there on the internet and type business online, and there's tons of people that want to sell you a bunch of videos who you've never heard of, who you haven't watched for 7 years, who you haven't actually seen them build an actual business. Or you could try to do it on your own. You could use all the free content, you could download the PDFs, and you could try to do it on your own. But I know that doesn't work. There's currently almost 7,000 people in the Business Accelerator Workshop group on Facebook, and about 6,800 of them are going to waste their time and they're never going to build a business. Or you could do this. You could join the London Real Business Accelerator. And right now, enrollment is open. The London Real Business Accelerator is the very first ever online accountability course for launching a successful business from scratch. Inside this, you will discover the systems and strategies and basics I used to build a 7-figure business from nothing. I will show you how to take absolutely no idea, just your passion, and turn it into a business that you can launch, and it'll be a revenue-generating online platform within 8 weeks. I will personally work with you for 16 hours of live videos just like this over the next 8 weeks, and accountability calls and team leaders and video modules to make it happen. I've graduated over 1,000 students. You can see all of their testimonials. Just go on YouTube. You've seen 3 of them tonight. I've got hundreds and hundreds of others. This is a real course because it has 3 pillars. They are strategy, accountability, and community. Without those, this doesn't work. With them, I've created so much revenue for so many people. And let's talk about the strategy first. I have broken this down into 8 modules. Each one has a purpose and a title, and we do one every single week of the course. The first one is Bulletproof Your Business Idea. Here, we jump in to find you the 3 strategies to finding the right idea. Then I go through your 1-minute pitch mastery, and finally, I share with you the 3 entrepreneur mindsets that you're gonna need to get through the rest of the course. That gets us ready for week 2, which is finding your micro niche. I talked about this earlier. Now, you position yourself to win in high potential market niches. Next, you learn how to outsmart your competition. And finally, I show you how to understand the psychology of your customer. Now that we've got that out of the way, it's time to get down and dirty, folks. In week 3, we build your high performance website. Yes, in 5 days, you build the website that you've been putting off for years and years and years. I show you how to create it the stunning way, the easy way. Next, you learn how to craft compelling site written copy. And finally, I show you the strategies on how to capture and nurture those leads. But we're not done, folks, because you've been watching tonight. We need an audience. How do I do that? I show you in Module 4. It's called Create and Make Your Content. Here, I introduce to you a 3-part video series showing you exactly the London Reel film techniques to create that hook, that free product. Next, you're going to install your automated sales machine system. And finally, you're going to learn how to craft blogs like a best-selling author that will bring clients back to you. Week 5, it's time to kickstart your social media. Folks, these days, everyone and their mother is a social media expert, right? They're all coming out of the woodwork. I've been doing this for 7 years, right? We have hundreds of thousands of followers on YouTube, on Twitter, on all of our social media platforms. I'm going to teach you the art of social media, a results-driven approach for your channels. I'm going to show you how to become an online authority in your market. And finally, I'm going to show you the London Reel tested strategies for automating your social media. Week 6 is time to create your product. What do I mean? That same low-cost product I talked about, we're going to create it in week 6. I'm going to show you the product success path. Define your customer's desired reality and take them there. I'm going to show you step-by-step guidelines on how to produce your knowledge. And finally, you're going to design your minimum viable product, your MVP. And we're going to sell that thing, folks. That happens in week 7. Sell your product. Yes, you will host your very own live webinar, and I'm going to show you how to sell without being salesy. You're going to present your very first online webinar, and you're going to master the secrets to closing the sale. Here is where my students sell hundreds and thousands of dollars worth of products. It goes into their bank account. I've never seen the reactions of my students when they see their ideas turn into real money. Oftentimes, it pays for the entire course. And finally, Module 8 is Launch Your Business. I'm going to show you exactly how to fit all the pieces into one powerful revenue-generating machine. You're going to identify and track the key metrics for scaling your business. And finally, you're going to create a fail-proof blueprint for the next 12 months. Now, folks, each one of these modules is designed to create a revenue-generating business. If you follow this blueprint and you do the work and you come to my live calls and you watch my video modules, you will have a business that is successful. But folks, it doesn't stop there, and there's a clickable link there if you want to take action right now and join me. Again, this thing will be closed very, very soon, but the real key here, folks, is the community. Now, what am I talking about? Well, you won't be alone on this journey because I take a small group of 150 students from around the world and we go this together. Just like the people on this call right now, you will all move through this course at the same time. You will win together, you will struggle together, you'll have questions, you'll have big breakthroughs, and you'll watch other people around the world having successes that'll pull you along. Some people will fail and you'll pull them back to reality. It's an incredible thing. You're going to meet future collaborators, future investors, people that will become like friends, and we have a private collaboration group on Facebook where we upload video, we upload our low-cost product, and we talk about our trials and tribulations. It's an amazing network of people. I've had students tell me, Brian, I would pay the price of the course alone just for the network. You have them for life. 2 of my students from one of the courses ended up creating a business that just did $1.6 million in sales. I'll tell that story later. That is the community. But finally, the biggest part of this course and the reason that you cannot afford not to join is the accountability. I make sure you do the work and do the things that you don't want to do in order to have the business that will change your life. And I have a triple tier accountability system. The first is I see your face on live calls for 16 hours throughout the course. On Tuesday night for the keynote call. On Sunday night from my home where I teach this course where my children sleep. Next, I've got an accountability doc where I get to see all of the work you've done. And all the classmates can see your work. If you skip it, we all know, and we come to you and say, what's the problem? Get the work done. And finally, I give you 24/7 support via email and Facebook chat. Any problem you have, either me or one of my team leaders explains it to you and fixes your problem. Folks, this is the timeline, and of course, this is now available for you to purchase right now with the link. Tuesdays and Sundays are the keynote calls. The first one is May 1st. 7 o'clock London time. I do an hour where I present the module. You would have already watched the 3 video modules beforehand and gone through the workbook and taken action. I give it to you in person and in real life. I answer your questions. And then on Sunday, we go to the workshop call where I give you feedback on what I've seen during the week. And then we go to the next module. The first call is May 1st. The last call is the 24th of June. And of course, we have a graduation ceremony here in London. It's optional from the 29th of June to the 1st of July. And now it's time to talk about the level of investment, folks. Look, for 16 hours of my time, normally I would charge a lot of money. I'm talking $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. I've got team leaders, I've got video modules, etc. But I put this course together because I want it to change as many lives as possible. And so tonight, you can join the Business Accelerator for the incredibly low price of $2,997. That gets you access to everything. The 8 video modules, the 16 hours of live calls, your own team leader. You get everything, the workshop, every single thing involved, and that's really what I'm talking about. Folks, we've got a payment plan for $297 per month for 12 payments. If you want to go down that road, you're welcome to. Or we've got the premium plan where you get to be on my team for $4,997. You get your own interview at London Real Studios, just like Jonathan, just like Salila, just like Lee Wheeland. This is actually a business asset that you can use to sell more courses. So for an extra $2,000, you get something that's probably worth $10,000, $20,000. When people see you at London Real Studios, they're going to want to buy your products and they're going to want you to take them to the next level. And finally, I have the Inner Circle package. We've only got, I think, 2 of these left, and that is for $9,997. You get 6 months of private mentoring from me after the course, and I introduce you to my Inner Circle group, which is a small number of entrepreneurs from around the world building 7- and 8-figure businesses. And that is the gong. Now, you might say, what is that gong? And maybe Mr. Bales, you can tell us, what is that gong all about? What is this thing here? What's happening here?
The gong is when someone pulls the trigger and decides to join us on this course.
You know, it's funny because there's hundreds of people on this call, but right now that's the first one to pull the trigger. And I say, I can get you almost to the line, but you have to take the chance and pull the trigger to move forward. Dan Pena, the $50 billion man, taught me that. You got to pull the trigger. You can't be a tourist. We're going to be ringing that bell for everyone here that pulls the trigger. But let me go back to what I was saying. So those are the different levels of investment. Again, we introduced the payment plan so anybody can do it. If you can't come up with $297 to change your game, I don't believe you. You don't want it bad enough. I've given you all of these different plans. Again, to have my personally mentoring for 16 hours, it's probably worth more like $30,000 or $40,000. But I'm doing this because I want to help as many people as possible, and I want you to help as many people as possible. And just to show you how committed I am and how much I believe in this program and everything we do inside London Real, tonight I'm going to offer you this. It's a 60-day money-back guarantee. If you go ahead and buy this course and take all of the modules, show up to the calls and do the work, if for some reason, after you go through 8 weeks of my personal mentoring, after all the instruction, you doing your webinar and you making money, if for some reason you're not 100% satisfied, if for any reason, I will give your money back, period. That means you absolutely have zero risk. And if you're watching me right now and that doesn't make you pull the trigger, then I got to say you don't want this bad enough. You're happy with your 9-to-5 job. You're happy with the amount of money in your bank account right now. You're happy with the choices you have as far as traveling whenever you want and doing what you want. You've got people stopping you on the street saying, thank you for changing my life. You must be that person because I'm trying to remove all of the risks from you. So what happens next? Well, there's a link here in the chat. You follow that link, you go into the form, you fill out your information, you pull out your credit card and you pull the trigger and you change your life and you buy. From there, you're going to go immediately into our private Facebook group of people who want to change their lives, not tourists that are just watching things happen. You're going to see the incredible people we have from around the world that have already joined us and are changing their lives. And there's someone else that just said, you know what, Brian, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired and I changed my life. Who is that?
That is Mei Ling in Hong Kong.
Mei Ling in Hong Kong just pulled the trigger. Again, we've got people from all around the world that are doing this. The bigger our global network, the better we're actually going to do. Mei Ling, you've just pulled the trigger. But Mei Ling, I've actually got more for you. Because for anyone who pulls the trigger tonight on tonight's masterclass, before I say goodbye, I've got some special bonuses. Bonus number 1 is called the Accelerate Your Year Plan. Once you graduate from the Business Accelerator, I'm going to show you all sorts of other things how to take it to the next level. Then this is further knowledge on your end-to-end ecosystem. This is how to optimize even further your online funnel. And this is A/B testing strategies for maximizing your effort. That's a $500 value, yours tonight for free. But there's more. I'm giving you the London Real Library, folks. I am opening up the coffers and you get to look inside for the how-to tutorials for every step of building your business along the way, exact word-for-word scripts and templates to take your business to the next level, and finally, exact case studies and extra study material. Again, a $500 value, yours for free tonight. But I'm not done giving stuff away, folks. I'm going to give you the fast action bonus I promised earlier. This is Facebook Ad Mastery. Here, I'm going to teach you how I created 2,000 new leads through Facebook ads. I only spent £1 a lead and I earned 15 pounds back per lead, folks. That is incredible. I brought an extra 24,000 pounds in extra income. And those of you that have never been to England, that's about $35,000. This is yours free tonight. And so this is everything I'm giving you. If you decide to pull the trigger and join us tonight, this is what you will get. First of all, 8 hours of on-demand video training. These are the video modules behind the scenes that you get to watch. You get 2 bonus modules. You get the Facebook Ad Mastery, and you get lifetime access to all of the modules and workbooks. Next, you get 16 hours of live calls with me, Brian Rose, and my London Real Business coaches. You get access to the private collaboration group on Facebook. You get 24/7 email support. You get lifetime access to all the modules and workbooks. You get a free ticket to the optional Business Accelerator graduation here in London, the 29th of June to the 1st of July. It's a live event. It's absolutely incredible. And finally, you get your own personal business coach based on your business model. Someone else just changed their life, folks, by pulling the trigger. I love it. Who is that?
Lawrence Collins.
Lawrence Collins just pulling out the big guns and pulling the trigger. You just changed your life. It's not just about the money, folks. Your life will change in a serious direction. As I said earlier, I would have never met Jocko Willink. I would have never met Dan Pena if I didn't stop doing what I hated. I would never have a family if I didn't stop doing what I hated. This is not only a business change, it's a life change, and someone just pulled the trigger. But that's what you will get. Let me show you what you're going to create if you click on that link and change your life tonight. You will launch your dream business in the next 8 weeks. Let me repeat that, folks. By graduation on June 29th, you will have your own revenue-producing online business, period. Next, you're going to create the financial freedom to do what you want. You'll be able to work from anywhere in the world. You'll control your own hours. And most importantly, folks, you're going to live your passion. And again, I do this about twice a year. I open up this program. This is not a digital program that you watch the videos whenever you feel like at your own pace, because that's a bunch of BS that people sell you online. The average completion rate of an online course is 5%, folks. That means 95% of the people never watch the first video. In my courses, 96% of the people complete the course. That's because I watch them every single step of the way. There is nothing like this on the internet. I'll take the Pepsi challenge against anything that's being offered out there. This is an online accountability course. You see my face just like this twice a week for 8 weeks. You do the work. If not, you better have a good answer why you didn't do the work. And to be honest, there's no good answer. That's why you will do the work. It's accountable. You've got a peer group and you make it happen. The value of 16 hours of me mentoring you personally, $30,000, $40,000. All of these bonuses are worth another $10,000, $20,000. Tonight, you can have it for the price of $2,997. I'm telling you, folks, this is an incredible opportunity. If you're here on this call, that means something drew you to London Real. This is an opportunity. And the money will pass. The transformation in your life will not pass. Someone else just like you decided, you know what, Brian, I'm going to do it. Who was that?
Mike Gale.
Mike Gale, he's had enough. He's like, Brian, I know you, I know London Real. I've been following you for 7 years. You guys are game changers. You guys live your brand. I know you can change my life. And if not, I get my money back. Why wouldn't I do that? Yes, pull out the card, make it happen. That's the choice that you can make in the next 20 minutes. And then I'm shutting this thing down, folks. Of course, we've got the payment plan for $297 each. If you can't come up with the full investment, again, folks, $297 to change your life. A lot of people on the course pay for the course during the course. I've never heard of anything out there like that. So that's for you. Of course, there's the premium plan where you get to be on my team and get your own interview here at London Real Studios for an extra $2,000. I've got people that have tried to buy their way onto the show for $20,000. Incredible. Just think of a piece of video of you and London Real, the kind of customers it'll get you, the kind of partnerships that'll get you, TED Talks, book deals. It's incredible. And finally, there's the Inner Circle package for $9,997. We've got 2 spots left there if you're interested, but it happens tonight, folks. And I've got 2 extra special bonuses, and those are for people that do the pay in full of the full $2,997. And the first is Dan Pena live at the Ritz. This was an incredible 6-hour seminar that Dan Pena gave at the Ritz Hotel in London. We had a billionaire in the audience. Entrepreneurs flew in from all around the world. Dan Pena was blasting. I will send you that 6-hour video. Within 5 minutes of you pulling the trigger, you will have it in your inbox, and you'll have Dan and me to get you pumped up to start this new adventure in your life. I'm telling you, pull the trigger now and pay in full, and I'll give you this. And on top of that, I'm giving you a free live video kickoff call with me where I'll give you personal advice on how to build your business. Again, those are the pay in full bonuses. So folks, who is that? Someone else pulled the trigger. Who is that?
That is Lillian, and it's a pay in full, so Dan Pena coming her way.
Lillian, you just got the pay in full bonuses. You're going to have me and Dan Pena to keep you fun tonight. It's beautiful weather here in London. You can pull a pint and go out onto the balcony, and I'm telling you, we're going to fire you up because honestly, your life is going to change. And when you come to London for graduation, which again is optional, I'll talk about that soon, and you're here on July 1st, you're going to come to the headquarters. I do a special masterclass here. You're going to see a brand new you, and you won't even recognize who you are. So let me walk through with all the value you're going to get tonight, and I'm including everything that gives you a total value of over $18,000. You get the Business Accelerator course. Bonus number 1, Accelerate Your Year Plan. Bonus number 2, the London Real Library. You get the Fast Action Bonus, Facebook Ad Mastery. You get Dan Pena live at the Ritz, folks. I have never seen Dan blasting like he does here. It will motivate you beyond belief. You get the live video kickoff call with me plus 16 hours of live video calls. You get 24/7 email support for 8 weeks. And you get lifetime access to the course, workbooks, and community. And of course, you get the graduation ticket to the Business Accelerator graduation here in London. Folks, $18,473, yours tonight for $2,997. And again, the graduation event is something that we invite you to come to. It's free. You just have to get here in London. And this is where the magic happens, when you actually get to meet this incredible group of people. Again, the people in the course are worth the price alone. These are people that are moving and shaking. And I got to tell a quick story before we go to cut to a video here. John McMahon and Michael Sky were 2 students in my last Business Accelerator. John was in California. Michael Sky was in Thailand. They flew to London, and at 3 in the morning, after hanging out at London Real Studios, they went and got a kebab in King's Cross, and they cooked up an idea for a business called I Thrive. They just did a $1.6 million launch on that business, and John said, Brian, it's all because of the London Real Business Accelerator. This is where you meet the people that will change your life. It all happens inside the accelerator, but you have to pull the trigger. I can take you all the way to the edge. You have to jump across and join me on this new adventure in your life. But I'm here to take you all the way. And here are a few thoughts from some of my successful graduates and what we do inside the accelerator.
Like I was a mess, falling apart. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I pulled the trigger and signed up. I had to.
This course has just changed everything for me.
Who knows what life will look like in a year from now for each of us.
All right, London Reelers, welcome to London. Let me hear some roar here. Tonight, I'm pumped. We got the Midnight Run folks with us. We got glow sticks, we got music.
This is the first time we've ever seen each other in 3D. The first live call that I saw all these people, it was so inspiring.
I loved being able to connect with people all over the world.
They're my family. They have become my family. We're all extensions of each other.
Everybody's helping each other. Everybody's holding each other accountable. You can do so much more than you ever thought.
Just now, like, my team asked me, how do you feel? And I said, I feel home. This is home for me.
What's beautiful about this process is if I'd had a way out, I'd have got out. But I couldn't let that lot down. I couldn't let my team down.
Do not stop, because this is just the beginning right now.
Please stay vulnerable. When you hit rock bottom, reach out. You have all the support you need. Thank you.
So I just want you to congratulate yourselves for all the hard work you put in, for making it to London, for connecting with everyone here. The class itself is where just there's so much value. And coming to London is an incredible thing. And so I hope you got some great value. Now I really want to answer your questions here. Any question you've got about the course, about the event in London. You know, we only open this up a couple times a year, and I always have people that later come and say, Brian, can I join the course? And I'm like, no, it's over. It's like it's only open for a few days. We get these people in, we take them through as a unit. It's a very unique experience. It's kind of hard to show people that, so we put some videos there to try to explain it. What are some of the questions people are asking?
Quite a few questions coming in here. Let's start with a man that sounds successful. His name is Julian, and he's asking, is there a payment plan?
Yes, so you know, we decided to put a payment plan in about, I think, 6 months ago, because I know that some people can't just afford the $2,997. Again, this is highly discounted. To have that kind of one-on-one time with me and all of our instructors in this IP, I mean, literally, I've had people that said they would pay $30,000 for this course. It's that special, and the accountability, there's nothing like it out there. But we decided to offer a payment plan for $297 a month, which means $297 in Bitcoin, in sterling, in euros, in yen will get you right now into the group. It will get you the first module, and you get you access to this course. And honestly, if you can't find $297, you don't want this bad enough. You just don't. You don't really want to change your life that much. You don't want independence. And so that's just something to you. But if you really want to be a part of this, I know you can go find this. So I'm trying to lower all the barriers to entry. We do the payment plan, we do the 60-day money-back guarantee, which means this is basically a free trial on this course. And if you don't want to take it then, you've got to ask yourself, like, what am I all about? If you have an opportunity like this, and again, I hate to say it, Julian, but if they're here watching me right now, live, it means London Real means something to you. You felt our vibrations. You're like, wow, I can learn from these guys. I respect what they do. They obviously have helped a ton of people, over 1,000 graduates, build real businesses. You're very curious because deep inside your subconscious knows you gotta do this, right? You can't live with yourself like this. When you get to your deathbed, you'll be thinking, what happened if I would have changed my life in 2018? So I'm trying to give you every reason to pull the trigger. So I'm lowering all those barriers. But at some point, you got to step up to the plate and pull the trigger and say, you know what? I'm going to trust my gut. Stop researching it. Don't watch another podcast. Don't read another book. Don't download another blah, blah, blah. I'm offering you a solution. By July 1st, you'll have a business with revenues. Do you want that? It will change your life. This is your chance. I believe it's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
A couple people here trying to enroll on that payment plan. We've got Stephen and Les in Australia. Trouble with the payment going through there. There is a live chat on the site there to help troubleshoot, but just try that payment again. Sometimes it takes a couple times.
Yeah, so we see your payments going through, which means I will honor the bonuses tonight and I'll hold your space. There's a live chat box in the bottom right. We'll get that payment figured out, but I will hold that spot for you, which is really important right now. So again, when I get the number of spaces there, we're actually shutting the course down. So make sure that you've kind of held that space, held it as a payment plan. And again, you can upgrade to pay in full if you want the Dan Pena Live at the Ritz, if you want my video kickoff call. You can later upgrade to premium and have your own interview with me at London Real Studios. Later, you can upgrade to Inner Circle if you want my personal mentoring. Lock in the spot tonight with the payment plan, because when we fill up, I shut this course down. And I remember I met somebody out on the street at Old Street Roundabout, and it was like a week after the masterclass, and he said, Brian, I got the money, I want to join. I was like, dude, we're closed. He's like, no. When are you going to do it again? I said, a year from now. And he said, no. And I said, dude, you had the chance. I'm telling you, whatever you got to do, borrow the money, borrow someone's credit card, make it happen. It's pay price to action. And someone asked me recently, why don't you do this for free, Brian, and give it away? The truth is that unless you put money on the table and put some skin in the game, you won't actually do the work. And so when times get tough and I said, you know what, you got to do your 3-part video series, you're going to think, well, I put money in here, I got to do it. And that's the way I can make you successful. I can't make you successful unless you invest in me, invest in you, and put the money on the line. Without it, it doesn't happen. Dan Pena calls it pay price to action. Without it, you actually can't transform students, and that's why we do it here.
Barrett saying, if he enrolls tonight, will you meet him in Chattanooga when you do your Ironmind?
Yes, I will, Barrett. Deal. How's that? Are you competing, Barrett? And if so, then let me know. If not, that's a deal. All right, we're having a celebration dinner afterwards. Just meet me after the race because I might be a little grumpy. For those of you who don't know what he's talking about, in 31 days from tonight, I'm running my very first Ironman race on a 100% plant-based diet. I've been training for it. I'm doing it with John Joseph, who is a hardcore rocker, punk metal guy from the hardcore brand Cro-Mags. He was a Hare Krishna monk at one point, and he's been plant-based for 37 years. The only reason this is happening to me, folks, is because I turned my passion into a business, period. When I was a banker, cool shit like this didn't happen to me, right? It happens when you live your passion. That's why this is much more than a business course, folks. This is really about changing your life, but also making money at the same time so you can have impact. So this is real talk, all right? Anything else?
How about this from Raul? He says, already enrolled on Monday night. Now I already have a third idea and steps for investors and a way to make up for the whole 3K already. He says, if I get this much from the free stuff, I can't wait for the graduation ceremony.
Wow, I love it, Raul. Dude, thank you so much for enrolling. And you can see, actually, Raul has already changed his game, and it's just been 3 days. People that enroll say, Brian, I already feel like I've changed, because they know they're no longer going to accept the same excuses they've been giving themselves. And that's what this is about, folks. It's about accountability. You know, they say you're the average of the 5 people you hang out with. Who are you hanging out with now? Your friends and family, are they millionaires? Are they building million-dollar businesses? No. They're probably telling you maybe you can't do it. They probably like you the way they are. I'm talking about a new peer group that gets you to step your game up, that will not accept your BS excuses. I won't accept them. I'm going to make you step up. I'm going to make you do the work, and the rewards will be choice. You can live your passion. You can have income, and Raul already feels it. And dude, once you're inside this group, you see how special it is. From the outside, it's like, yeah, I can do it myself. And don't get me wrong. In the workshop group, I give you all the free information. But I'm telling you, on July 1st, you go back and talk to those people. Will they have advanced their business even a little bit? No. Because they'll come up with the same excuses that have kept them for the last 3 years from starting their business. Oh, my kid got sick. Oh, I hurt my leg. I lost my job. I got a new job. I got married. I got divorced. There's always an excuse not to start a business. We will no longer accept your excuses, which is why people pay the price to action because we deliver results.
Barrett's a man of his word, and he wants you to ring that bell.
Oh my gosh,
yourself.
Barrett, you're in. All right, I'll see you in Chattanooga, brother. Bam. Now, I guess we are live at that point, right? Barrett, look, you pulled the trigger, so I love it, man. You know, you literally, this will change the course of your life. And I mean, you might think that sounds funny, but I've seen it happen so many times. I've interviewed hundreds and hundreds of my graduates, and they said, Brian, I am a different person now. I'm talking about put you on a course to success, positivity, and adding value, and that's really, really what we're talking about here. Are there a few other questions here?
Got a lot of questions here.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Roxana's saying, can the package be upgraded during the class to premium?
Yes, it can, although the premium spaces fill up as you imagine, because I've only got so many slots during graduation to have that interview. So try to do it sooner than later. But yeah, I mean, usually we can upgrade in the first week. Plus, once people see me on the first live call and they're like, oh, it's just like this, I'm in, then they all want to upgrade. So try to do it sooner than later. Bam. Who's that?
That's Rick.
Rick is in. And again, folks, all of these names are the people that you'll see in the private Facebook group. So once you join, you're in. And again, bam, you're in. You're going to get module 0. If you pay in full, you're getting Dan Pena the Rich. You're getting my live video call. I'm telling you, this will transform your life. And again, a business with revenues is just something very, very special. Let me speak really quickly about the graduation event. First of all, I get this question a lot, is Brian, do I have to be in London? And it always seems funny to me because I prefer that you're not in London. The strength of our group is because we have May in Hong Kong. We've got Lee in the States, right? We've got people all over the world. It's why our network is so strong. It gives us an international perspective. All businesses are international these days. And so what we do is at the end of the course, we invite everyone to fly to London. We do a masterclass here at London Real World headquarters. I tell you exactly how we do our 6- and 7-figure launches. We also have a walking tour of London. We have a free dinner that's on us. I've got interviews at London Real Studios. People hang out with each other. It's like seeing family. And that graduation ticket is free. I think last weekend we had 75 people that flew all around from the world. People came from Hawaii, California, Australia. This is normal for us. And I'm telling you, this is a way to really cement those partnerships that can, I've seen it turn into $1 million businesses. Like, it's crazy how everyone on this call hasn't already done this. And so, yeah, I say that. So someone else.
Jesus.
Jesus is in. I'm telling you, with the 60-day money-back guarantee and the payment plan, this is worth the chance that it could turn into $1 million. I'm telling you, you don't get many opportunities like that. If you're on this call right now listening to me, where we can talk to each other right now, this, I believe, is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You've seen, like, there's that movie Sliding Doors with Gwyneth Paltrow where she just makes the decision to go here or here, and her life literally changes from one where it just goes to suck even more, and then one goes to where it just becomes awesome and amazing. That's the choice I'm giving you right now. And they say that the definition of hell is meeting the person on your deathbed that you could have been. Imagine meeting that person that is now worth $100 million, that has a TED Talk, that has a New York Times bestselling book. That better than that is someone that created something like London Real. That could be you. That's literally put your mark on the world to where your kids and your grandkids are like, wow, as opposed to someone who just is living an existence just to get by, you know, the 9-to-5 job, you know, having that bottle of wine just to relax on the weekend. The reason I know this is because that used to be me, right? And I hated it. And I wish I had had a Brian Rose back then to show me the path. There wasn't anyone there. I had to make all these mistakes on my own, but at least I get to teach you the way to get there.
One more?
Yeah.
It's Vincent in the US.
Vincent in the US, I mean, I love it, man. People pulling the trigger and changing their lives. It's just, you know, it's always funny to me, all of the people that could have been Vincent that are there and just thinking, I don't know, Brian, I'm not sure, you know. And the funny thing is that your friends and family are probably the ones to say, oh, you didn't buy another online course. You know those don't work. And so there's always this little excuse. But I always say there's the lizard brain in the back and then there's the frontal brain. The lizard brain is the one that's always scared. It's always in fear. Oh, what if I lose my money? Oh, I'm worried about being on video. Oh, I don't like to sell. But the front of your brain knows in order to live a fulfilling life, you must take risk, period. Think of all the great things you did in your life. Maybe you asked your husband or your wife to marry you. Maybe you had a baby when it was the wrong time, right? Maybe you went for that big job interview. It all happened when you took a chance. Tonight is where your chance exists, but you got to kind of step over the line, you know? I always say it's like, you know, pulling up the big boy pants and being like, you know what? I'm going all in. And that's really what this is all about. So That's what we're talking about tonight. Other questions for people? I want to go through a few frequently asked questions whenever you're ready.
Okay, let's go one more.
Okay, cool. One more question. So many questions out there from so many people, right?
There are. I'm just trying to get through them all. So we have Peter saying, is enrollment only for tonight?
So look, this course opens and then this course closes. What we do is we close it when we full up with students. The truth is, I don't really talk about this much, is that we also have a bonus inside the program, and they're what I call team leaders. So the successful graduates of the program, like Lee and Salila and Susan Gunner and Alex Melia, the people that have gone out and gone on to make $10,000, $100,000, I bring back as team leaders. Have you ever seen the movie Top Gun? And they tell Tom Cruise that if you graduate at the top of your class, you can come back and be an instructor. So what I do is for every 20 students, I give you your own instructor on top of me to be your mentor. I only have a certain number. So when I run out of them, the course is closed. And so tonight, most likely we will close because you'll see all these people are buying in the background and all this is happening. So if you want in, lock your spot in now. I don't know we're going to teach this course again. And again, I always say, London Real's growing so big, at some point I won't be able to do this personally, which means you just won't get all of my knowledge. So lock in the spot now. Another question? You want to hit a few frequently asked?
Hit the FAQs.
Okay, cool. Look, I always get a few standard questions, and I just want to answer them before we do this. At the end of this, I'd also like to go on video and see if I can answer your questions via video, because we use this. No, who's that?
Paula.
Paula, pulling the trigger. Paula, look at you. You're showing these people what time it is, right? Pulling that trigger and going into it big time. You know, I love investing in people that invest in themselves and invest with us. And that means you're going to be there through the hard times. So you've got all of my attention. And let's do this. I always say, I'm here to get you across the goal line, kicking and screaming if necessary. If you go all in, I will go all in as well. Here's some questions I get. Some people say, Brian, I don't have a business idea. The beauty of this program is that I can start with people with no idea. In fact, 1 out of 3 of my students who pull the trigger don't have a business idea. I actually prefer if you don't have an idea, because I can start from a clean slate and really find out what's your passion, what's your talent, and what will make a business in the market. So it's even better if you don't have a business idea. Some people have ideas. I have people with $1 million businesses who join us to take them to the next level. The other question I get all the time, I love this one. Brian, I don't have any time. I'm too busy. And I'm like, are you too busy to make $1 million? Are you too busy to be successful? Are you too busy to get thousands and thousands of customers? You know, and I always go back to Elon Musk, Richard Branson, Dan Pena. They all have 24 hours in a day. What did they do? They prioritize. I am looking for 2 to 4 hours a week to make you successful. If you delete Facebook from your phone, which is one of our team did that recently, you will get 10 hours a week back. So do that, join this program, and you'll win, period. Don't tell me you don't have the time. I've had single mother with 4 kids and a full-time job complete this course and make more money than she invested. So don't tell me about that. It's just an excuse for you being successful. It's the lizard brain keeping you safe when in fact it's killing you with a horrible life that's not worth living. Someone else said, Brian, is it worth the price? Again, is it worth the investment in your future? Personal mentoring like this from me is worth $30,000, $40,000. I always think about my degree from MIT. I was 18 years old. I had just bought a car worth $1,200. I couldn't afford to put gas in the car, right? I used to literally carry a bag of coins in the glove box, and I used to pull it out when I went to the gas station. I was broke as a joke, as they would say, right? MIT cost $14,000 for the first year, and I didn't know what to do. What do? Is it too much? No, actually, it was an investment in my future. And what I did is I went to my grandparents and my parents. I went to the government, and I borrowed money, and I gave $14,000 to MIT. That investment ended up being worth 10 times, 100 times what I invested, because it gave me that much back in return. It got me my job on Wall Street. It got me my job in the City of London. It got me massive amounts of credibility. So is it worth your investment? John McMahon spent $3,000 and turned it into $1.6 million. So you decide. Life all comes down to a few moments. Are you going to step up and make it happen? If I could sell you a lottery ticket that would give you $1 million, would you pay $300 for it? Would you go get $300 tonight from anyone you could find to get the ticket? Yes, you would. That's what this is. Someone else says, Brian, why would anyone want to buy from me? I hear this all the time. The truth is that you have something valuable. You've lived a life, you've gained knowledge, you have passion. People will pay for that knowledge. I just graduated a 14-year-old and an 85-year-old. The 14-year-old lives in Hawaii. The 85-year-old lives in Brazil. They have massively different personalities, life experiences, business models. They both made money in 8 weeks. I can show you how to do that as well. And finally, I don't live in London. I talked about that earlier. I'd rather you don't live in London, but come to London for graduation. This group of people will become like family. You'll know them the rest of your life, and you have lifetime access to this entire course. And again, don't trust my word for it. Listen to some of my former students.
Whilst I knew that it was kind of on the list of things to do in the given week, there was a message that came out that said, right, you've got 3 hours to do it before a call, otherwise you're in trouble, sort of thing. So yeah, that was just really forced me into it. Big resistance, overcame it, but yeah, I was just like overwhelmed with the really positive response I had from everybody. So really glad I did it, but it was tough.
It was tough, but it was, no, that was really the reason why I signed up for it, because I knew that it was going to be held accountable. Because, as I say, I could have put a podcast out myself, but 8 weeks ago, if I had not done this, I would not have a podcast. Even though I know how to do it, I wouldn't have done it.
You get vulnerable, you talk about real things, you have to overcome resistance, you have to take ownership. So I think that's the biggest lesson I learned. I myself, I am responsible for everything that happens in my life, and I hadn't had that before. And I think that's a really, really big step forward. So yeah, probably I'm not, or I see challenges or I see fear now as a way to grow.
I honestly recommend this. It's been a great experience. Occasionally it was really tough, to be honest, and like I said, I was tired and I got almost a little bit mad about you sending those messages, resistance and extreme owners. Like, who is this guy telling me this stuff? But you were right, and I'm glad. Maybe it's because I'm an ex-athlete or a player. Sometimes I need a coach to push me further, so it was good for me. It helped me out a lot. Your messages, you're tough, man. Those messages, but they really did help me out.
And the accountability is going to continue, and that's another thing that I love about this. You know, it's not just, right, 2 months, done, see you later. It's like, no. We're going to keep you accountable. You're not just going to do 6, 8 episodes and then let it slide. You know, you're going to keep publishing. You're going to fulfill the vision that you had for this right at the beginning. So that for me is really important.
Imagine yourself in that leather chair at London Real Studios, sitting next to Winston the dog. I'm looking across from you. That could happen on June 30th of this year. So that's about 9 weeks from now. I'm telling you, you're literally 1 click away from being in the studio and talking to me. But more than that, talking about your successful business, talking about how you went into the fear and made things happen. I'm telling you, this will boost your self-esteem. You'll probably walk another 2 inches taller when you come into the room. And again, you'll be welcomed into a family of graduates and alumni and London Real that are going to be with you as you build that business throughout. You're going to have people that you can partner with and collaborate with, people that will invest in your company. That's what comes with this. It's an online accountability course. There's nothing like that out there. And I'd love to answer a few more of your questions tonight. And then another person who pulled the trigger. Who's that?
Peter pulled the trigger.
Peter pulled the trigger. Peter, if you can do it, I think anyone can do it. And again, boom, you're going to go straight into this private Facebook group, which is different than the Accelerator Workshop. That, unfortunately, right now is filled with tourists. And a tourist is someone who goes to this brand new, beautiful place, and they look around at this incredible stuff, and what do? They go home back to their old life, and they tell everybody, wow, that one time I went to this beautiful place. And they're like, well, why didn't you stay? I don't know. I just came back to my old life. And so, look, there's a tourist group of people that are like, yeah, I'll do it on my own. And then there's the group of trigger pullers. who really know they're going to make it happen. Peter's one of them. And look, thank you for joining. You're going to get all of the bonuses if you paid in full. And again, the energy is really infectious in there. So are there any other questions about the program or what's going on here?
David's asking you to clarify on that 2-month money-back guarantee. Does it apply if you're doing the monthly payment plan as well, or just for pay in full?
Yeah, great question. You know, so we live our brand here at London Real. You know, I'm going to do this for the next 100 years. I'm not looking to build this company and sell it. This is my lifestyle. I love everything we do here. And so we treat our courses and our students very seriously. Like, we are here to do this literally for another 100 years. And so when we started teaching this stuff, it was so good that I said to myself, you know what? Someone can actually try all of this for free if they want. And if for any reason they're not satisfied, I'll give you your money back because I know for certain you'll be satisfied. It's like, that's how hard we go in here. That's how much we researched all of this teachings. So that's why we put the 60-day money-back guarantee. So whether you're on the payment plan or the pay in full or the premium or the inner circle, if you come to the calls and do the work, that's all I'm asking you to do, then you can have your money back guaranteed. And that's really what I'm talking about here, folks. So that's the deal. It's really quite simple. I'm doing it to remove all of the possible excuses that you're giving yourself right now. Because I know that there's someone out there watching in Hong Kong or New Zealand or America or South America or somewhere in Asia or Australia that is not going to join because they're thinking, oh, but I don't know if I might lose my money. And I don't want you to miss the chance to become great. I don't want you to miss the chance to add value to this world and make this world a better place. So I'm trying to eliminate all of your kind of BS excuses. So yeah, have your money back. But I know that this course will change you so much that I'm not worried about it. And so that's why I'm offering, yeah, full money back guarantee. That's what that's all about. And again, the payment plan is also to give you no excuses. Because if you've watched for the last 2 hours on this call, I don't believe you can't find $297. All you have to do is make it happen. You have to go speak to a few people and lock it in. And if you really want this, if you can really see how we can change your life, you're going to make it happen.
Kevin, who earlier was saying he feels guilty because he's watching this at work, hoping not to get caught. He is asking, what is the cutoff to join? He gets paid tomorrow. He can make that first installment then. Are we going to have spots left?
You know, Kevin, first of all, if you're watching this at work, that's a sign that you need to do something else, I believe. And so if anybody is in that same situation, yeah, it's probably a sign. You know, if you're living your passion, then you want to do that all the time. And if you're not, you probably want to get away from it. So that's a good sign that you should pull the trigger. The truth is, I can't guarantee this. So I hope that by tomorrow there'll be a slot left, but I don't know if there will. So that's the deal. If you're really concerned about it, find one of your colleagues at work and say, hey, I need your credit card until tomorrow when I get paid, and you'll make it happen. To be honest, I invest in people who make things happen. If you want this bad enough, you'll do it. And if not, you'll roll the dice and see if it's open tomorrow.
One more question.
Yeah,
here.
one more.
We have Resh saying, do those bonuses apply for the monthly plan too?
So the bonus number 1 and 2 and the fax action bonus you get tonight if you pull the trigger while I'm still talking. So all of those are the bonuses. In fact, the whole program comes with the payment plan. You get everything. You get the 16 hours of free calls. You get the 8 video modules with 3 videos each for each module, the workshop group, the accountability doc, the collaboration group, the team leaders, the lifetime access to everything. All of that you get. But if you pay in full, you get Dan Pena Live at the Ritz, you get my video kickoff call, and then of course premium, you get the interview at London Real Studios, and Inner Circle, you get the 6 months of free mentorship. So, you know, the payment plan locks you in. Whoa, who's that?
Bruce.
Bruce pulling the trigger, you know, and that means you're getting all the bonuses tonight. If you don't pull the trigger while we're talking, the bonuses go away. So just keep in mind if you want them, hugely valuable. The London Real Library, I mean the scripts, honestly, each one of those things is a lot of value, but you get it all tonight. And again, if tomorrow when you get paid, you can upgrade to pay in full, you'll get those bonuses. If you want to upgrade to premium, you get the interview at London Real Studios. I mean, that's special. I mean, I had a woman who came in, she got the premium just so she could show her son she was on London Real, and it was like a birthday present to him. Absolutely incredible. Who's that?
Nico.
Nico's there. Look, this is the time, folks, to pull the trigger. I'm going to shut this thing down, all right? So this is the time to pull out that card and make it happen. You're literally 1 click away. Put your name and your address. Take a big, deep breath and type in the 16 digits. I guarantee it'll be one of the best decisions you've ever made in your life. There's never a right time to do anything. High performance people make decisions based on imperfect information. Dan Pena, the $50 billion man, taught me that. You have all of the information you need. Is it enough? No. But I'm telling you, research is procrastination in disguise. Don't read another book. Don't watch another podcast. Sometimes you got to pull that trigger, and that's what tonight is all about. And so that's what we're looking for you to do, and that's really what I'm here, and that's what we're here for. So just wondering if there's last few questions or if we should, cover a few more things.
Plenty more questions. Do you want to answer one more here? And
yeah, let's do one here, and then why don't we bump to an interactive video software? We can use the Zoom software. So Zoom it's a little different than this webinar, but I can see you and I can talk to you, and that way I can answer the last few questions, and then honestly I gotta shut this thing down. I gotta go eat some plants. Mariana's waiting at home. I like to try to see Caden before we go to sleep, and then I gotta sleep because I gotta train for this Ironman. But look, I wanna answer the last few questions. I wanna just do anything I can to help you get to the next level and change your life. Because some of you are right on the edge, and you're like, Brian, I'm really close to joining. All I have to say is, if you're here, if you're still listening to me, then I think deep down inside, you know this is the right decision. You know this will change your life. So do it. If for some reason it doesn't work out, you got your money back. And that's really all I have to say. A couple more questions and then we'll go.
Yeah, one here, great question. Craig saying, when's the start date?
Start date, great question. It's May 1st is the first live call. So that's a week from Tuesday. But don't get me wrong. In the meantime, you bounce into the Facebook group. You upload your introduction video. You start on module 0. There's work to do here. We start bulletproofing your business idea. You meet this incredible group of people. I'm talking high energy folks from around the world that are changing their life. And you're really going to get familiar with everything that's happening here inside London Real. The first live call is Tuesday, 7 o'clock on May 1st. That call is recorded and it's uploaded in the private Facebook group. If for some reason you miss a call, you have it for life. If for some reason you miss a week, you have it for life. But I do like to see you on those live calls because that way I can make you accountable. So that's what's happening. Shall we bounce and go and do this stuff right now and hit the Zoom call?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay, folks, look, we are going to bounce to a live call right now. You can join me at londonreal.tv/Zoom. That's ZOOM. There's a link right here in the webinar jam. We're going to probably just put you into that call. It's there. And for anyone else that's not ready to join us, I want to leave you with a final video, a little bit about what happens inside the Business Accelerator, a little bit on my journey. Of course, if you really want to talk live to me and ask me a question, I'm going to be spending about 10 minutes answering questions, and then I got to go and I got to get some sleep and get ready for this Ironman. But I just want to close on one final thing before I finish this, and I just want to say this. I have taught thousands of students, and I've done these live master classes. Gosh, I must have done 20 or 30 of these at some point. And sometimes I meet people later in the streets and said, Brian, I saw you on that master class, and that thing really changed my life. It showed me the energy you bring to everything you do. And I'm like, this is what we do at London Real. This is what happens when you live your passion. You'll be just like me if you can finally find your purpose in life. That's what this is really about, folks. This is about finding your purpose. And when you live your passion every day, that is purpose. And you can only do that by finding a way to make money. And money isn't dirty. It's not bad. I used to think it was something bad when I was in banking, but I found that it's actually a way of getting people to invest in themselves. And once you get a good relationship with money, that's how you actually change your game. And if you're here with me right now, if you're watching me on that screen or that mobile phone from somewhere around the world, it means you're someone that wants to change their life. And you're ready to make a change. You're ready to join London Real and join me for a brand new journey in your life. You're literally one click away. You're 16 digits away of that card to being on the inside, to being in my small group and family of people who I'm going to go all out to get you to the next level. There's no risk. There's the money back guarantee. There's the payment plan. There's all of these bonuses. There's hundreds and hundreds of students. And there's another person who is going to join you inside. Who's that?
That's Bruce upgrading.
Bruce just upgraded to pay in full. You're going to get the Dan Pena bonuses tonight. You're going to get the video kickoff call with me. I'm telling you, folks, this is game-changing stuff. I believe life all comes down to a few moments. If you're watching me now from wherever you are around the world, maybe you're up in the middle of the night, maybe it's still morning time, This is the time to pull the trigger. If you don't do it now, in my experience, you'll never do it. The people that say, yeah, Brian, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it later, I meet them later, and they're like, yeah, something came up. And I'm like, how's your life now? And they're like, yeah, it actually got worse. I'm not any closer, I gave up on it. I'm like, I know. Life all comes down to a few moments. This is one of them. Don't let it escape you. I can't wait to change your life. So pull the trigger. I'll see you on the inside. And for any of you that want to come and actually speak to me, I'm going to fire up my iPad right now. It's londonreal.tv/Zoom. And for everybody else, here's a video, a little bit more of what happens behind the scenes. Again, thank you all so much for your time tonight. It's an honor to be able to teach you. It's an honor to be able to get you to the next level. I'm the lucky one. Trust me, every day I love getting up and doing this stuff. So thank you so much. Just do me one favor. Just take a risk and start your business in whatever form. If it's us, great, but just do something and make a big difference in this world. All right? Lots of love. I'll see you on the Zoom call. If you want to get paid to do what you love, then I have something very special for you. Because I'm taking a small group of ambitious London Reelers like you under my wing to help you turn your passion into a profitable business. So you can be financially free, travel the world, and never have to work for anyone ever again. This offer won't be available long. So if you want to build a business that gives you the freedom to live life on your own terms, listen closely. Over the next 2 months, you'll have the chance to learn the step-by-step system I used to turn my passion for learning into a 7-figure media company. But that's not even the exciting part. Because we've all bought a book or a course thinking this is going to change my life forever. Then what happens? We don't implement anything. So we stay stuck and feel stupid because we failed to make any progress. Well, I guarantee with 96% certainty that will not happen to you. I say 96 because that is the percentage of my graduates who will launch a business by the time this 8-week program ends. Yes, that includes hundreds of people who had no experience or business idea before they joined. You see, along with giving you a proven roadmap that's worked in dozens of markets, I'll work with you to help you overcome whatever obstacles come up and even drag you across the finish line so you can finally have that business you love. Before I go into more detail on this mentorship and accountability program, it's important for you to understand the profound impact that launching a business can have on your life. Let me show you how I went from a job where I felt like I was dying inside to creating a life where I'm deeply passionate about what I do every single day. Hi, my name is Brian Rose. I'm the founder and host of London Real. In 2011, I recorded my very first interview in a tiny studio with just a webcam and a couple of mics. Fast forward to today, I broadcast conversations with billionaire CEOs and best-selling authors to Grammy winners and members of parliament that have reached over 50 million people. And in the process, I have built a 7-figure media company. Now I want to help you build a business that has you excited to wake up in the morning. One that leaves you feeling proud and fulfilled because you're helping others in a meaningful way. This program teaches you how to share your passion with the world and achieve financial freedom. And this stuff works. Over 500 of our graduates have built successful businesses so far. Here are some of their stories.
It was the most amazing thing I've done for my business. Completely transformed the way I've done things. It's brought a new purpose into my life.
You know, that course has really shown me that you can achieve stuff in a much shorter time frame than you initially think you can.
You've got so much potential, so just, if you have an idea of doing it, you've got one life, go ahead and do it. You've got to get that person out the way that might be holding you back and steam forward. If you've got any fear, you just have to steamroller through it. And I found that on the course. I just thought of doing something and then up would come that sense of, oh, can I do this? Can I not do it? And I was like a guy on a steamroller, just straight over, crush it. And that's what I would say to anybody who's thinking of doing your course.
There's so much information on the internet. You can figure out, you can educate yourself for free on the internet. What you can't do is connect with a community. and you can't be successful alone.
You've got to invest in yourself in this world. I've done a lot of courses. I think yours does differ because there's the accountability, you're learning from people that have done it, and from the now. You're not learning from a guy that set up a company 20 years ago when things were very, very different. You're learning it from someone that's done it with his team in the now.
These people have transformed their lives. And you know what these successful graduates have shown me? That by putting yourself in the right environment, you can achieve way more than you ever thought possible. And it's not about some magical $1 million idea, or special influencers you need to know, or getting a Harvard Business School degree. It's about surrounding yourself with experts who can show you what to do and who refuse to let you fail. There's no need to reinvent the wheel. All you have to do is mix a bulletproof business idea with support and accountability. With that, ordinary people can achieve extraordinary results. Here's an example. This is Max Keeling. Max went from no idea to revenue in 6 weeks. But before he did this, he was living like you and me, grinding away at an unfulfilling 9-to-5 job. One day he had enough, took action, and decided to build his own dream through our business accelerator. Max threw himself into every aspect of our course, completed our 10 vlogs in 10-day challenge, and after consulting our market opportunity map, he founded The Investing Coach. A few weeks later, I recommended that he create and deliver his very first webinar. He did and made his first sales months sooner than he ever anticipated. I will never forget the excitement he had on that live call with the entire group. Today, Max is self-employed, running a highly profitable online business. He sells premium digital products and live coaching packages for thousands of pounds each that are sold out up to 6 months in advance. But more importantly, he lives his passion every day, determines his own hours, and travels the world and lives life on his own terms. I love Max's story because it reminds me of when I was building London Real. Max said, once you get over the fear and push through, that's where all the magic happens. I'm a big believer in this idea. If you watch my TED Talk, you'll see that's the core message I was trying to spread. Go to where the fear is. My talk was watched by hundreds of thousands of people because the concept of fear and how it inhibits us resonates with everyone. It's something universal. We know it, we understand it, and we feel it. But most of the time, we still don't take action. For example, have you ever wanted to quit your job but were too afraid? Maybe you imagine looking at your boss dead in the eye and saying, "I quit." Then picture yourself walking out the door with a big smile on your face, knowing you'll never be back. We've all had a fantasy like this, but we're too afraid to take action. And I understand why. It's scary to leave your only source of income. That's why it's so important to build a business you love on the side now. Something you control. This will give you an escape route and keep you from being a slave to your paycheck, like I was for 20 years. You've spent tens of thousands of hours helping someone else build their dream business over the course of your life. Why not invest some of that into your dream? Okay, time for some brutal honesty. It's tempting to blame your boss, society, or your upbringing for where you are today. But the truth is that you are where you are because of the choices you made. But all that can change in an instant, whenever you decide to follow your passion. The truth is that the person cutting your paycheck made the same choice years ago, and so can you. So which person do you want to be? The person who wakes up tired on Monday, works a boring 9-to-5 job, lives for the weekend, and repeats the cycle. The person who knows they're destined for more, but does nothing about it. Or the person who jumps out of bed on Monday, does inspiring work, lives their passion, looks forward to life, and builds financial freedom in the process. So what's it going to be? Are you going to make a change, or will I bump into you 1 year from now and find you leading a life of quiet desperation? What about 5 years from now? 10 years? What about 20? I know because I used to be that guy, slowly grinding myself into misery year after year, doing the same thing and expecting a different result. And you know what that is? Insanity. How about we change your future right now? You and me together as a team. Are you with me? But don't go into your boss's office right now and quit your job. I know that's what I did, but there's a tendency to romanticize these scenarios. We believe these stories end with, they all lived happily ever after. But it actually took me years to get where I am today. I didn't have a plan. I knew nothing about YouTube, online business, or monetization. I built London Real by slowly grinding my way through, making every mistake possible. I got distracted by the latest web tools and apps. I asked favors from London Real fans to set up technology, which took months longer than it should have. I even spammed our London Real episodes on people's Facebook walls. It was exhausting. Now, after years of blood, sweat, and tears, after interviewing the greatest minds in the world, after making every mistake possible, I'm proud to say that I have built my dream lifestyle. I'm able to wake up every day doing what I love, providing value, and changing lives for the better, while being financially independent and answering to nobody. Getting to that place wasn't easy. I had to go through years of suffering and headaches. But I've got good news. You don't have to go through the same journey as me, because I have compiled my knowledge, expertise, and secrets in one place. After a half-decade of trying every possible strategy in the book, it has become very clear to me that you can't just go cold turkey and venture out into the world hoping for the best. You need an idea, a plan, and a series of steps in order to get what you want. In essence, a roadmap. But that's only the beginning, because knowledge isn't everything. If it was, then we would all be billionaires with six-pack abs. Along with a roadmap, it's also important to have a guide, someone who's been there before and will work with you personally through the biggest challenges you face. On top of that, it's important to have like-minded people to support you, people who understand what you're going through and who want you to succeed, who will be there to give you feedback, motivate you, and pick you up when things get tough. When you combine a proven roadmap with a skilled guide and an army of supporters, that will make you unstoppable. And that's what I'm offering you today. If you've ever dreamed about living your passion while achieving financial freedom in the process, I can show you how. I'm proud to officially open the London Real Business Accelerator. When you join our course, you embark on a unique journey. You will not just learn about business, you will be taking on a meaningful challenge that will change your life forever. And you won't be doing it alone. You'll join a group of smart, hungry, like-minded entrepreneurs from around the world who will be building their businesses alongside you. Many of our students have said the network alone is worth the price of this course. But more importantly, I will be personally mentoring you every step of the way. You will have complete access to me during the entire course. And honestly, I don't know if this will be the case next time around. London Real is growing at such a fast pace that I don't expect to be so personally involved in the future. So now is the time to let me help you build your dream. Let me go deeper into what the Business Accelerator actually is. For 8 weeks, we will be releasing a video module every week, combined with 2 live video calls. On Tuesday, we have a live keynote call where I go into detail on the specific module. And on Sunday, we have a live workshop call where both myself and your team leaders give you feedback on your progress. And we leave no man or woman behind. Our course has the highest success rate of any online business course out there because we put massive emphasis on accountability, which is what I call the secret ingredient to success. You can learn the best techniques, strategies, mindsets, tools, and tactics in the world, but if nobody is there to keep you accountable, you won't get the amazing results you envision for yourself. Okay, so what's in the modules? Well, let me walk you through each one of them. Week 1, bulletproof your business idea. To kick things off, we start with your business idea. If you don't have an idea, you will find one here. If you already have an idea, we will make sure you have the right one. If you already have a business, we will expand its scope. Next, I'll show you how to make a compelling 1-minute business pitch that you can use for your customers and your investors. And lastly, I'm introducing 3 proven psychological mindsets that I personally use to help you thrive through the entire course. Week 2, find your micro niche. In this module, you're going to identify something crucial, your micro niche. This is a small subsection of the market that you will own. Next, you'll find out your competitors' strategies, strengths, and weaknesses, and what you can learn to model and what you can avoid. Next, I'm going to show you how to determine exactly what your customer wants. You will use these insights not to just be better, but be different than your market competitors. Week 3, build your high-performance website. Here you will create your website in less than a week. That's right, less than 7 days. But there's more. I will show you how to attract and capture potential customers, then have lifetime access to market to them for free. Even better, I'm going to show you how to do it in a way where people will want to hear your marketing message. Week 4, make your content. This is where most students have their biggest breakthroughs. In this module, you'll complete the legendary 10 vlogs in 10 days challenge. This is where you start sharing your ideas, making an impact, and find out exactly what people are dying to hear you talk about. You will also learn how to make compelling video content the London Real way. I will show you how to produce a 3-part series as a free product to hook your new customers. Then you will warm them up to become your long-term customers by delivering them exceptional value. Week 5, kickstart your social media. Nowadays, there's a social media expert on every corner. But how many can show you proven results? Who do you know that went from 1 Twitter follower to over 125,000? We did, and not in some spammy way, but in a deliberate fashion while building authority in the market. In this module, I'm revealing all the strategies I gleaned since 2011. I will break down all of the big social media channels and show you which ones to use and which ones to avoid. Week 6, create your product. Here I guide you down the London Real product success path. First, we will find out what value you can offer to your customers. Then, I will show you how to properly package it. And lastly, we will create your minimum viable product, which is a fancy name for the best kind of product with the least amount of effort that people will actually pay for. Week 7, sell your product. This is where the rubber meets the road, folks. Now you will present and sell your product by hosting your very own online webinar. I'm going to show you the exact triggers that we have used to close hundreds of our customers on our webinars. And here's the best part. If you did all of the work in the previous modules, your prospects will already want to buy from you even before you start the sales conversation. Here is where the money will start to roll in and the feeling is exhilarating. Week 8, launch your business. This is it. You've built all the necessary pieces of an online business and now it's time to launch. You will identify strategic relationships in your network and influencers inside your industry. Then I will give you word-for-word templates on how to reach out to them in order to 10x your business. Lastly, you will create a blueprint for your next 12 months with a long-term vision. Congratulations, you have your own business. In addition to this, you'll also get my bonus module, Accelerate Your Year. Here, I will go deep into the end-to-end ecosystem, how to optimize your online funnel, and show you A/B testing strategies to maximize your business success. Here's a summary of everything you get on the Business Accelerator. 8 video modules containing the latest cutting-edge techniques, tools, and insights on how to go from no idea to an online business. 16 hours of live video calls. You will interact with me face-to-face on a live call twice per week. Here, I will give you private instruction, answer questions, and follow up on your progress. our private email address dedicated to answering any question about the course within 24 hours, and lifetime access to all the video modules. If you fall behind during the course, you can pick up anytime you want. But most importantly, I am offering you accountability. You will not just sit around and watch videos. I'm going to make sure you actually do everything we teach by including weekly check-ins and 24/7 help. Me and my team of London Real business coaches will support you throughout the entire accelerator. If you get stuck, we are here to help you. Our trademark accountability document. Your progress will be followed in real time on our accountability system together with all of the other accelerator students. Access to the private Business Accelerator Facebook group where you can connect instantly with a group of like-minded students, many of whom will become friends for the rest of your life. Lastly, I'm offering you a free ticket to our live weekend graduation event in London. Here, you will meet your classmates, go deeper on course material, and crystallize your plans for your business. This includes free admission to our super focus group, interviews at London Real Studios, a group dinner on Saturday night, and a walking tour of London with the class and the team on Sunday. But just so you know, this event is optional. You don't have to attend in order to complete the Business Accelerator. And that covers the entire course. But to top things off, I'm also including a no man or woman left behind 60-day money-back guarantee. If for any reason you don't feel like I have given you the value I promised, I'm offering you a 60-day, 100% money-back guarantee, no questions asked. I'm that confident in this course. All you need to do is complete all of the coursework on time and attend all of the live calls. If you do this and are not 100% satisfied, I will give you a full refund. But once you join, you will see that I leave no man or woman behind. I will make sure that you get over the finish line, kicking and screaming if necessary. That's the beauty of our accountability system. It's the reason why this course has the highest success rate of any of its kind. It's the secret sauce that gives us incredible stories like this one. Let me introduce you to Claire Lim.
My name's Claire. I am 22 years old and I'm from Hong Kong. I'm here on the Business Accelerator program because I've decided to open the first movement studio in Hong Kong.
Meet Claire, a 22-year-old movement and dance teacher from Hong Kong who wanted to turn her passion into a business and live life on her own terms. She decided to invest in her future and join the London Real Business Accelerator, a live and interactive 8-week mentorship and accountability program designed to make her business dream a reality. Together with over 60 entrepreneurs in 14 time zones around the world, Claire undertook a radical life transformation, learning how to publish videos of herself, build her social media platforms, create digital products, and actually sell them on her own webinar. With 2 live interactive calls per week, she was coached and mentored by me, Brian Rose, the founder and host of London Real. Following our blueprint of 8 world-class video content modules, a private Facebook group, and our trademark accountability documents, all while under the supervision of experienced team leaders from around the world.
I have begun a 10-day vlog challenge presented to me by Brian Rose.
I've had spurts of extreme motivation and passion, and it's like going on hyperdrive. And it's some sort of superpower.
But it was the global community of her fellow classmates and entrepreneurs who also built businesses that was the hidden value of the whole experience.
I think it's bizarre how everybody's in different parts of the world. Everybody's there for each other.
It took hard work, but Claire was soon recording huge wins while she also built the foundation of her business. By the end of the course, she was celebrating major success as she reached out to partners and recorded her own webinar.
And it really worked. I had about 1,700 views, and I don't even have 1,000 Facebook friends. And it worked because I felt like I was talking to people, you know, and connecting and helping and providing value. You know, and also I made so many friends with people on the course, and it's been a real honor.
we are together.
Yeah. We're both from Hong Kong.
Yes, both from Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Sẽ còn tôi mà.
Hey, sẽ còn.
But all together, it just becomes like a real family. You know, I'd really like to spread the message that other people can be doing this, especially other young people, you know, stepping up to be entrepreneurs.
If you do love what you do and you can immerse, then look out for the next course, seriously.
Today, Claire has turned her dream into a reality and built a profitable business by opening Hong Kong's first movement, dance, and meditation studio. Now she has both a sustainable lifestyle and lives her passion every day. Doing something she truly loves while inspiring, motivating, and leading people in the movement revolution. So by now, you're probably wondering, what's the price for the Business Accelerator? Well, if you were to get an MBA from a business school, you'd have to pay about $100,000. Then figure out how to apply everything on your own once you graduate. The good news is the Business Accelerator doesn't cost anything near that. We could charge $15,000 for the course, and paying that much for a business that can earn you many times that every year would still be an amazing deal, especially since it also lets you live your dream lifestyle. But we also wanted to make this affordable to everyone. So we cut the price as low as we could for something with this much personalized attention. So we have 3 levels of investment. The standard package, for which we also have a 12-month payment plan, the premium package, and of course, the inner circle. The standard package gives you 8 video modules, 16 hours of live calls with me and my London Real business coaches, access to our private Business Accelerator Facebook group, our private email address with a 24-hour response time, lifetime access to all the modules and workbooks, a London Real coach based on your business model, and 1 ticket to our graduation weekend. With the premium package, you receive everything from the standard package, plus a one-on-one video kickoff call with me to assess your business ideas and plans for the future, my private email and Facebook chat for the course during the entire 8-week period, and the big one, you get to smell the leather with your own one-on-one interview here at London Real Studios, sitting in the chair opposite me. This is a huge business asset that you can have to land customers and give you access to partners and really jack up your social proof. And lastly, for the people who want to go all in, I'm offering the Inner Circle package, where I will personally mentor you for 6 months after the course is complete. Not only that, you'll get access to my Inner Circle group of exclusive, driven entrepreneurs who are hungry to make a change and take their businesses to the next level. Here we go big. So if you want to build that 7-figure business, this is the package for you. So now is your chance to click the Buy Now button and join our Business Accelerator. To put things in perspective, where are you going to find an offer like this anywhere else? If you join a typical digital course, that's what it's going to be. Digital, no people. The problem with a digital course is that everything is down to you. You're on your own, which massively increases your chances of failure. Why leave this up to chance? Instead, join our accelerator, where you have your own business coach who keeps you accountable and a group of like-minded entrepreneurs who will embark on the same journey as you. Of course, you could decide to do it alone. But if you've seen my 3-part video series, then you'll know how hard it was to build London Real from the ground up, all by myself. It took me 3 full years to even make a dime. It's romantic to think you can do everything on your own. But honestly, if you study how the best in the world succeed, they all had mentors. Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Mozart, Albert Einstein, and Alexander the Great. These were people who learned from the best. I too have been privileged to learn from many of the best in the world by inviting them into my studio. I stand on the shoulders of giants. And if it wasn't for them, I might still be broadcasting from a tiny little studio with just 2 microphones and spamming my episodes on all my friends' Facebook walls. But I transcended. I opened myself up to people who had already achieved what I wanted. I learned from them and built London Real into a global media and transformation company because of it. During this course, I will be your mentor, steering you every step of the way. So click that button and buy. Join my program. You will not regret it. And one more thing. When you look at the times we live in today, it has never been easier to build a business in the history of mankind. Your product idea can be tested for less than $100. Your website can be set up instantly. Your customers can be rapidly found through social media. And with the Business Accelerator, you can get there in record speed without having to make all the amateur mistakes that I made. The truth is that the biggest thing holding us back is our own minds. The moment we want to do something bold, we have 100 small little voices in our heads telling us to do the exact opposite. We see someone create a successful business and we immediately find reasons why we cannot do it. Oh yeah, that person probably has money, good looks, great connections, it's luck. I grew up as a science geek, became a banker, and then created London Real. It has nothing to do with luck, good genes, or talent. It has to do with the willingness to just go for it. The same goes for any big London Real guest that comes into this studio. I have learned that they have the same basic fears as you and me, but they are directed by a different story. Instead of waiting for the right time to do something like start a business, they make it the right time. They make the decision to plow ahead at full speed. Fears and self-doubt be damned. And these people are not special. We've all met people who are driven no matter what their age, IQ, or background may be. Your inner game is the key to your success. Over the years, I've seen so many people with the potential, the energy, and the know-how to make it happen, but they were paralyzed by the story they were telling themselves. Let me go over some of the most common ones I hear. I don't have a business idea. Well, guess what? You don't need one to start this course. During our first modules, we will dig deeper into who you really are, what idea will fit you, and what market to pursue. We've included multiple exercises, worksheets, and resources to help you find the right business idea, including the market opportunity map and your golden triangle. Instead of having to venture out there on the internet and read dozens of articles with contradictory techniques on how to find an idea, we have actually done the hard work for you by designing easy, practical tools that will get you started and accelerate your progress. Will this actually work? I spend thousands of dollars on digital courses every month in order to get myself and the London Real team to the next level. There are some amazing products out there, but there is one thing they all lack: accountability. You see, most of the digital courses out there are exactly that: digital. You sit at home alone and watch video modules. Sound like fun? Not to me. I believe in teaching the old-fashioned way. So when you sign up to one of my courses, you get to see the whites of my eyes on 2 one-hour calls every single week. You get to participate in these live Zoom calls with the members of your class, many of whom will become your friends for life. I track your progress and push you to be the best, and I'm not a big fan of excuses. So if you want to watch some videos, go to YouTube. But if you want to actually change your life, sign up to our Business Accelerator. Well, when I founded London Real 6 years ago, I started with 1 YouTube subscriber. I didn't know what I was doing, my family and friends didn't care, and I was honestly nervous about what my former colleagues in banking would think of me. Since then, London Real has had over 50 million views, held interviews with some of the most amazing people on the planet, and now has a product ecosystem with multiple successful courses. I'm truly able to say that I've created a business I'm passionate about. Through that experience, I believe anybody can get what they want if they commit. Starting a business isn't easy, and the first step is always the hardest. But once you completely decide to go all in, everything else becomes easier, and I will be here to guide you every step of the way. I don't have any time. Do you have enough time to be successful? Most people who complain of not having enough time in their lives suffer from bad routines and an ungrounded mindset. The Business Accelerator gets rid of all of that. So many people spend hours at the computer, starting on one task, half completing it before jumping to another, never knowing the roadmap to building a successful business. I will give you a clear methodology, allowing you to focus your valuable time on exactly what matters. You will see results with as little as 5 hours per week. Although just like anything else, it's simple. The more time you invest, the more results you will see. Successful people have the same 24 hours in a day as everyone else. They just use that time differently. And if you want to learn how, then join us now. Because I'm not sure when I will do this again or how involved I will be the next time. But I have a little surprise bonus for you. If you join me today, you will get access to the London Real Library. You will get the exact workbooks, word-for-word scripts, and templates for every single module, including how to reach out to influencers, contact blogs, write your first blog posts, and more. Not only that, inside you will also get case studies from previous successful graduates and how-to tutorials for every step of the way. So click the buy button and join me on this course. I have big plans for this class, and I would love for you to be a part of it. Don't settle for anything less than an incredible life. You have so much to offer the world, even if you don't see it yet. So if you're ready to escape the 9-to-5 and build a business that pays you to do what you love, then hit that button and join me. I'll see you on the inside.